My name is Christian Basil. Years ago, I had an idea. I got myself a TARDIS. Took it to new places, met a lot of new people, took some great pictures, and talked Doctor Who. From Krypton Radio and the creators of the Hanging With web show, this is the legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Join me on my latest adventures and become part of the legend. Boo! Happy Halloween, folks! Welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS and our lengthy episode today. This episode is going to be running approximately 4 hours because this episode will be our first attempt to do an entire, well, we normally do like previews and predictions and watch parties, but the way we're going to be doing this is we're going to have one long episode for the premiere of Jodie Whittaker in Series 13 episode entitled, we got a lot of pictures today, so let me guess there. This is going to be the review, the preview, and the watch party of Doctor Who Flux, the very first episode of the 6-part series, starting with Chapter 1, The Halloween Apocalypse, starring Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor, John Bishop as Dan Lewis with his premiere, and of course Yasmin Khan, played by Mandip Gill. So without further ado, let's bring in our panelists. We're gonna have a long day. We're gonna have a lot of celebrities coming in and out here, and you're more than welcome to join us. We're going to be asking you for your predictions about the upcoming episode and Series 13 as a whole, and by all means go ahead and put into your chats down here. Let me go ahead and bring that up. You can join us in our live chats with Team TARDIS and friends about Doctor Who Flux and the Halloween Apocalypse and also Series 13. Don't forget, when you do subscribe to our YouTube channel down below, YouTube, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Again, YouTube, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. In fact, you can do this now. We're going to time. So you can also jump over to the YouTube channel and check us out right now. Let me go ahead and bring in our panel. Let me first of all bring in the lovely Mackenzie Floor. How you doing? Happy Halloween. Happy I'm gonna try my best. Sam Hain.
Close.
Sam Hain.
Yeah, very
That's
close.
how it's spelled. That's not fair. That's how it's spelled. That's how it's spelled out there. Don't forget, for our friends who are joining us, we want to welcome people like Garbage. Thank you for joining us there, Garbage. Deborah, Mel, hey there. Happy Halloween and happy. How do you pronounce it for the folks who are supposed to be? I want to make sure I get it right.
I actually don't know myself. I think it's Sam Hen, but I don't know for sure, actually.
Sam Hain. I think it's Sam Hain. If somebody can put the phonetic punctuation or whatever in the chats as we get it right there. Dan Holyfield of The Last Man Standing on his YouTube podcast. Yay. Hope I can be there to watch the show. Yeah, I hope so too. I would like to say Jodie Boo, but not to scare her, to tell her that she's. Oh, come on, guys! I'm trying to stay. You know what? I understand people have their opinions, people have their differences, but you know what? I got to go with Noel, who runs TARDIS Talk, who says that we give it a chance. Let's see what Series 13 is. I know everybody's had their issues, over 55, but let's look at. Hopefully, Chibnall's got the right direction out here. And we're going to be moving on forward with what's happening. Speaking with what's happening, let me bring in our other guest, the man who's going to be representing us from the north, Mr. Dave Chapman of the Brathole.ca. Happy Halloween. But how is Halloween in Canada?
It's not that different from down there. How big Halloween is varies very much by person, by house, by everything. So as far as Halloween goes, it's the same thing.
Okay, the spectacular episode starts in 80 minutes in the sunny UK. So yeah, we're going to be running all this episode. We're going to be bringing in your comments, your predictions. You can talk about Series 13. You can talk about Series 12 and 11. Hey, you can talk about things. And I do have a question for everybody. Well, when we bring in all the panelists for everybody, and I'll let you think about this for those of you who are listening and joining up. When it comes to Doctor Who, since it's never had one before the Halloween Apocalypse, what would be your go-to episode to represent Halloween? Not the scariest episode of Halloween. Let me put that out there. Not necessarily the scariest episode, but one that actually kind of rides along Halloween itself. If you were to say this is the episode I think is most like Halloween, like the Christmas episodes, the Christmas Carol, the Doctor in the Wardrobe, the Christmas Invasion, which one would be the closest to that? And you can put that in the chats out there. Mark Muncie of Erie, Florida. Thank you. Wish I could join. Saw one is well, I don't know what he's saying. Oh, he's pronouncing it. The M is a W in Celtic. So Sawhame. I think he's right out there. I think he's right. Say hello to Daniel, Alexander Sheldon. Hello there, Dalek. Dalek Hal, I think I get it right out there. Deborah says, I was at the store and saw a woman in a TARDIS costume. Good to see other Whovians are roaming around. Yeah, I'm glad to see that as well out there. And speaking of roaming around, we're going to be introducing our special guests. We haven't seen them in quite some time there. We're bringing in the Hanging with Web Show team. Let's bring them out over here. We've got Garrett, we've got Sage, and we've got Dina. How you guys doing? Happy Halloween! And look at you. I'm gonna bring up these costumes right here. How you guys doing?
Happy Halloween, everyone! Happy Halloween to the entire Legend of the Traveling TARDIS team. We're so grateful to be here with you guys. It's a great Halloween for an apocalypse.
It is.
I know,
That's
right?
what I've been reading.
Apocalypse.
It's an apocalypse.
It's an apocalypse.
Yes.
Apocalypse.
Now,
Yes.
speaking of which,
Hello, everyone.
you guys are dressed
Hello.
up for Halloween. Is cosplay Michael dressed up yet, or is he still?
He is not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
He is getting ready. Him and a few of the neighborhood children will be taking advantage of Halloween this evening and trying to go and visit a bully or rally or something. They're going to be doing something to do with candy. Lots of candy.
Yes.
Lots
Rally
of candy.
sounds better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although I saw them, they all look like quite the pack of something or other. They're all anime characters this year.
They are.
Everyone in the
okay.
neighborhood.
Yes.
Will we
Yes.
get to
From
see him
Naruto.
before the? Will we get to see him before the show ends? All decked out.
I think so. I think he
Yes.
will probably be getting ready right about toward the end of the show. We'll have to pop out, of course, for a short period of time just to
Indeed.
help him with his accoutrements.
Wardrobe.
Yes, as you
Yes,
all know,
wardrobe
Cosplay Michael has a tendency to get a little out of hand
Yes.
with his costumes. So
All right.
Couldn't
Speaking of
imagine a
Alex-
cosplayer of any age doing that.
yes,
No.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
And
Not
don't
at
forget,
all.
we are,
Oddly enough, these ensembles were all things that were in our closet already. I don't know what that says about us.
Also not a surprise.
And listen, I've got costumes in my wardrobe in my closet. Essentially, if somebody says, "Hey, you want to go do a costume party?" and I've got 3 costumes on standby. What does that say about me?
I know.
How come you're not wearing one?
Because I got to run the show.
It's Halloween.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, just for that, let me show you what I'm wearing. Maybe this will make up for it. Let me show you. what I'm wearing.
Oh, boy.
You ready? You ready? There we go.
I may.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
You're
We
forgiven.
got the hitchhiking
There you go.
ghosts, and that's the 3 doctors, the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th in relative dimensions, and it's the haunted mansion type deal. So that is my special Halloween costume. This is my Halloween costume. As the guys walk around with their shirt on that says, "This is my Halloween costume." This is my Halloween costume for this time there. So let me get back to the chats, and don't forget we're doing live chats. We're going to be doing your predictions for Series 13 and this episode, the Halloween Apocalypse, and what you think about things that will be coming up over here. So don't forget to put in the chats, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Don't forget to subscribe to the Hanging with Web Show. And tell Garrett, tell them where they can find the Hanging with Web Show.
You can find the Hanging with Web Show and all of our shows at HWWSWebTV.com. You can find us on YouTube at HWWSWebTV, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. What other social medias have you got set up out there? The ladies have.
We are on
More
like you
social
said,
media.
Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr.
If you look up the Hanging with
TikTok.
Web Show or HWWS
We're everywhere.
Web TV, you'll find
Yes.
a lot of programming. There's programming every single day of the week, and we're excited to bring it to you.
Now, on your YouTube channel, what other content that you have that you can think off of the top of your head? Not only you have the
off
Indie
the
Music
top of my
Hour.
head, we have
Yeah.
we have a film and television review series called Reels and Heels, which is film, television, and
Wrestling.
Review show. We have Lights, Thunder, Action, which is a fantastic after show podcast for all the things in the superhero universe.
Lots of headlines.
Lots of headlines coming from our good friend Thomas Carter of Rochester. And we have And I Quote with Ryan Permisson, which is an interview series, very much like the Hanging With show. Only they're mostly long distance interviews. We got some
Little
fantastic
rapid
stuff.
fire.
That's right.
That's it. We also have Bryant's Anime Adventures.
That's right. Any of you guys that are interested in anime, Brian's Anime Adventures, they climb inside episodes of all your favorite anime stuff. We just introduced a new series, Pop Jedi, which is another pop culture type podcast, primarily breaking down things from a more academic review standpoint for things. So they just got done reviewing some classic horror films over the last few weeks.
Well, and speaking of academic, although it really isn't, I guess, is Saturday morning cartoons.
And yes, of course, we have all of the MBL Entertainment programming, Saturday morning cartoons, classic television SmackDown, and brand new to the channel is Famdom.
That's exactly
which
right.
is and they're all shows looking back. They're all retrospective, looking back at some of our favorite stuff from classic television or Saturday morning, with being a kid with your bowl of cereal and your cartoons in the morning. And,
Because Mark knows everybody. Oh,
yes,
which is another show.
That's right. And we also have Mark knows where we take advantage.
Got tons
Mark,
of people in there.
It's
yes,
true.
it is. We take advantage of Mark B. Lee's extensive phone book. He has
Yes.
been conventioning for 40 years.
Mhm.
As a celebrity moderator for the past 25. And so he's met everyone. And so he brings on some friends and some great guests and just talks about whatever's going on in the world today. So there's a lot of
That's
content
right, because you know who else does that? Is Willow with her
That's
Pillow
right.
Talk.
Willow's
She's
Pillow Talk.
a little
Is,
more
Willow's
adult.
Pillow Talk.
that's right. And so there's just a lot of stuff to choose from, guys. And of course, there's the Hanging With Web Show, which is an interview talk show series featuring artists, authors, filmmakers, musicians, creative minds of all kinds.
Oh, we love that.
And we love what we do.
So, like Terry McIver says, HWWSwebtv.com for all the geeky goodness. So if it's not Doctor Who, it's on Hanging With. They've got the rest of the corner market.
I think he's
taken care
right.
That's true.
of. There you go.
Every now and then, Doctor Who shows up there too.
Exactly.
Yeah, it
At least I do. Willow was wonderful.
We are always excited to syndicate all of the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS content. So,
Yes.
There you go.
that is one of the things that we pride ourselves in, is having been there as the Legend was starting and having promoted it, and then now syndicating all of y'all's content, which is wonderful to
Thank
see.
you.
So,
And not only that, but let me put this up out here. For you friends who may be listening to our show on the audio podcast, or if you're interested in listening to the shows, if you're driving around and aren't able to watch the YouTube live chat, or you just want to listen to it rather than watch it, iHeartRadio, Sci-Fi.Radio, Sci-Fi.Radio. You can download the app free and check it out when we premiere on their radio station. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, CBSRadio.com, Spreaker, FM Player, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, we'll be there, right there for you. Just type us in, listen to us, subscribe, and download all the episodes out there. And I'm going to speak for Sage on this as well, because today I'm going to mark this episode of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS will be completely commercial free. All 4 hours to you will be completely commercial free. But when we return next Sunday, we're going to bring those commercials back. But if you're interested in being part of the Legend and want to support and subscribe to us, advertise with us here, email sage@hangingwithshow.com or myself at Christian@hangingwithshow. We'll give you the rates. And as you can see, we've got now 55,000 Facebook followers.
Woo-hoo!
So if you want your stuff going into a lot of content, to get it to a lot of people, a lot of people, a lot of it you can see on this show right here. And this is actually a surprise, not a surprise, a very happy surprise, but I wasn't expecting him at all. But ladies and gentlemen, let's bring him on in. Yes, we have actor Dorian Moldavar from Doctor Who. We have Mr. Simon Fisher Becker. How you doing, Simon? Good morning.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, wait, no.
Hi,
It's I know the hour drop. It's 1:17 p.m. in Florida, so I'm going to say it's 4:17 in the UK. Is that right?
5.
5:17. So there's still
Oh,
a
It's
4-hour difference.
Yes, in fact, it's 17:17. It's a good year for
Oh,
wine.
okay. I had to
Better
think
help
about
out.
that. I forgot about military time out there. Simon, welcome.
Yep.
Thank you for coming to our lengthy, very show. Now, will you be watching with us at the watch party? Or are you just coming in for to say hello and all
I'm
that?
coming in to say hello. I've got DW set on record,
Oh, cool.
so I will be catching up with it later.
Oh, okay. A lot of
Yeah.
my friends are doing that. They're out having a great time doing their
Yeah.
thing, and they're going to either record the show or watch it on a different day. And I said, okay, that's fine, that's fair. A friend of mine who should be coming on, Dan Hadley with the Spacebook, he mentioned that that he will be reviewing it later. He just because of the holidays and such. That he'll be reviewing the episode much later. But let me put this in here. I think I might have enough room. For those of you who are going to be subscribing to our YouTube channel, you definitely want to check it out, because on our YouTube channel, and it's exclusive to our YouTube channel. Now, Simon has his own YouTube channel as well, so make sure you subscribe to Simon's channel and subscribe to our channel, because he does specific sci-fi blogs, and Simon has just sent me one. So we will be downloading that and putting it up over there within the coming days of this week in the new month of November. We're already in November. This month is almost gone.
It's actually entitled Halloween Report.
It's entitled Halloween Report. Okay.
Yeah. So
That's going to be awesome.
I was intending to get it to you in time for tonight, but I was too lazy. No,
That's okay.
I was otherwise, occupied. But there we go. But
No, that's fine.
it's good to see you all.
It's good to see you, Simon. And let me
Yeah.
do this. There. So you can actually see you. So that my YouTube channel is not covering you up out there. And
Yeah.
let's go ahead and get back to the chats. Let me go ahead and remove the screen. But you guys can check it out, the YouTubechannel.com. YouTube.com the legend of the Traveling TARDIS, for those of you listening on the radio. You can get Simon's sci-fi blogs. We're going to be doing a lot of revamping a little bit, because we've had to double up some things, like our Big Finish and our Doctor Who reviews are going to be on the same, and we're actually doing the live show right now of Doctor Who Flux, the Halloween Apocalypse. What do you think, Simon? What do you think about this episode, just from the name and knowing what's going to be happening coming up? What are your predictions for this episode?
Well, to be honest, I haven't talked about it, because I actually like just switching it on and watching it. But
Mhm.
I suspect, so I don't know. I've tried to keep myself clear of any potential spoilers, but I suspect, being the 31st of October, it'll start off at least at some sort of Halloween event or something like that. It'll be interesting to see John Bishop. And the one thing I think somebody told me, but I could be wrong, it's that it's all one story, so we're going to have cliffhangers every week. Now, if that is the case, love it, because that's the one thing I've missed, really, because as a kid we sort of had a cliffhanger every week.
Right.
So that'll bring back a nostalgic element to the show. I wish it luck, and fingers crossed that people will enjoy it.
Yeah, my saying exactly. There've been a few things that made me kind of disappointed in the way things were going, but I'm coming to this belief. It's just like, you know what, this is a new series. It's fresh. It's coming right out of, I don't want to say we're out of the pandemic, but we're kind of clearing up, some of the pandemic stuff. And it kind of brings me back to like War Games, the Key to Time, the Trial of the Time Lord, going back to that, where it did have one episode that was just going through the motions to the very end. So yeah, I would like to see their interpretation, how they do it. Let me go ahead and get back to the chats there, because we got a lot of people coming in down there. And we did have a question for everybody who wanted to bring it up. The question was, before this episode, what would you consider a Halloween episode of Doctor Who before the Apocalypse episode? And Garbage came up with Matt Smith and the God Complex. Everybody's quiet about that. And I'm talking, if anybody wants to answer that question, it's not necessarily new Who, it could be classic Who as well. I do have an answer for that. Our friends over at Geek to Me Radio, James Enstall and everybody, please subscribe to their YouTube channel. I'm not ready for this to be Jodie's last season. Deborah comes around and says Blink as a good Halloween episode.
I think so, because I thought of the Angels.
Yes.
When the question was asked. So the Weeping Angels generally would be the beginning of a Halloween, wouldn't it? Really?
Exactly. I actually said my Halloween because when we were talking about taking an episode of Doctor Who, making it into a haunted house, I said either the Waters of Mars, but the one, if I had my way and it had full budget and everything, it would be the Talons of Wang Chiang, and the homunculus chasing you around the haunted house with his little knife, taking it around and seeing, all those that would be a Halloween episode to me. I'm surprised there's an episode I haven't seen show up as of yet, and I'm waiting for it. I don't want to say it. The Diamond Minecrafter, how you doing? My go-to Halloween episode would be the Orient Express, the 1/12th episode that I don't know how to spell. The Mummy on the Orient Express. I think you got it right.
Yeah.
Or Orient. I think you got it right. I think you do have it right out there.
Yes, I think that's correct.
Gotcha. Hanging with team, if you were to select an episode of Doctor Who for Halloween to say this is a Halloween episode, which episode would you guys think would be a good Halloween episode?
Oh man, when Simon pointed out the Weeping Angels episodes, those strike me always as very Halloween.
Indeed, they do.
More scary than other baddies and other issues that come up on the Doctor. But I don't know that I can actually pin that down, because the entirety of the Doctor Who universe has a tendency toward right up to the scare line, and then even when they're going to pull it back and have a little more fun or make it a little more sci-fi, it always goes right up to that line where it's right teetering on a little bit of thriller and a little bit of horror.
Yeah.
And so I don't know that. I think it'd be easier to pick an episode that's not Halloween than it would be to pigeonhole an episode that is.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Although, like as Simon pointed out, I think definitely Weeping Angels episodes, things that tend themselves more toward the horror. But Halloween is so much fun. Look at us; we're not terribly horrified here. We're just sort of, dead period people. So
I did like when you topped your hat. That was
which,
nice.
by the way, isn't that pretty much everyone the Doctor ever meets is somebody from a
true
period long gone, except for of course his companions who are old contemporary, but not to him. I mean,
yeah.
Well, I guess it's your interpretation of what Halloween means to you, because Halloween means mystery to some people. Halloween means aliens and sci-fi to some people. It's kind of the definition
is such a broad. Yeah, it is such a broad category. Halloween encompasses so much for folks, and it always has. It's an amalgamation of previously existing celebrations. Some celebrating the fall, some celebrating the dead, some celebrating the saints in the case of All Saints Day, which is where we get our date from. Yeah. But it encompasses so much that when you look at Doctor Who and you say, well, what is Halloween? Is it spooky? Is it horror? Is it fantasy? Because all of those things are in every week of Doctor Who. So I guess what Halloween means to you would depend on which episode you would pick. I tend towards sort of the spooky and the scary for Halloween, mostly because of its associations with the dead and the spiritual. So that being said, the Weeping Angels and those episodes fit perfectly. But again, my kids are dressing up, or Costume Michael's dressing up as an anime character this afternoon. So it could be anything. Well,
let me get back to the chats, because we got a lot of people who are bringing it up. And finally, somebody had mentioned it. Let me find him. There we go. I thought John's suggestion, Hyde, is the best Halloween episode. I was waiting for that answer to come up out there, but yeah, that was an episode of current Who that I think that relates to Halloween more than anything else out there. Let's get more to the chats. Christopher Chatfield, Christopher agrees with you, Simon. I'd say Blink, as it has a haunted type house, and the Weeping Angels or Hyde, where Matt Smith encounters those ghost hunters in the spooky mansion out there. Trying to figure out what Deborah was answering, and she says Peter Capaldi. I think
that she might have, because the Hyde was on my list. Also, for Peter Capaldi specifically, was the episode where, and I can't think of the name of the episode, but it's the one where Bill is where the Doctor ends up with Bill, and they are in some type of like mansion, and I know
what you're talking about. It has the guy from Poirot. And the wood, right? Oh,
yes,
God. Okay.
Yes, that's the one.
I'm having a brain fart. So if anybody knows that episode, please put it in the chats. I'll bring you up.
Yes, Suchet.
Yes,
Suchet. David Suchet.
David Suchet. Yes, and he pays.
Sir David Suchet.
How long has he been in that doing that role for? Like what? A couple of decades now, right?
Yeah, it must be
at least.
Yeah. And
hey, Lynn.
Yes, it's very interesting because John Malkovich has been playing Poirot more recently.
Really?
Yes, he did a one-off Christmas special a few years ago, and then I've seen some trailers on Sky, so it looks as if Sky or a tributary to Sky.
Hold that thought, Simon. Something's coming into our chat. Wait a minute. Something's breaking into our chat for some odd reason. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Hi.
Don't blink. Don't blink.
Oh, we can't move. Okay, I'll put him right next to you there. I can see.
Don't put him by me.
It's me. Happy Halloween.
Oh wait. All right, Mark, you can take off the mask now. Anyways. There we go.
If we go back a bit into the Doctor Who has because if you take on the element of mystery and things, I think in William Hartnell's The Meddling Monk, I think that would be quite a harrowing theatre. And then Patrick Troughton was The Mind Robber, always intrigued me as a child, and of course John Pertwee's The Planet of the Spiders. That's very
Oh, nice. I would even go as a gander. I would probably throw in the Celestial Toymaker.
Yeah. Yes.
I would throw that in there.
I would definitely throw that one in there. I don't know if it would necessarily be considered to be Halloweeny, but I almost go Patrick Troughton's The Tomb of the Cybermen too.
There you go. Now I'm gonna mention something because before I forget, hang tight. Let me bring this up. For those of you who are in the Denver area, who are going to the convention, this is your last chance to meet Melanie Dean over at Denver Fan Expo Denver. This will be the last day. Happy Halloween for you guys. If you're watching the show, you can continue watching the show while you're walking around out there and show Melanie, because she was going to try to be on, and we're hoping that she'll be on. But for those of you who are in the area, check her out. She's in booth 348A, and she has the Traveling TARDIS. She'll be there until the end of the business day today at the Colorado Convention Center, after which she comes home and she'll help us do the reviews. So she's out there right now. She's with the Traveling TARDIS. If you haven't had a chance, go up to her. Make sure that you tell her the folks of the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS told you. But she is over at Fan Expo Dallas up until the end of the day. So have a safe trip out there. We want to hopefully, I haven't heard back from Melanie, so I know she's busy. She's crazy busy with her booth, but we hope she's having a great time, and we hope a lot of people go out to see her out there. So Melanie, thank you for representing us. Out there. Yeah, it's just getting better and better. You know what? Let me introduce him, and let me introduce Mr. Mark Muncie. How you doing there, Mark? From Erie, Florida.
For Erie, Florida, yeah, busy week. But
Busy
I had
month
to
for
swing
you.
in. I had to swing in. You guys were mispronouncing Samhain, and that was upsetting me. So I had to log in for a minute.
Sorry.
Well,
I'm like,
said
I
I had no
apologize.
idea,
The
The
so-
one
buddy.
spooky guy has to come on and correct y'all. So
I just,
But,
you know, what? I just wish everybody who celebrates that, I wish them the very best. And it's not happy; it's blessed Samhain, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
it's blessed Samhain.
bless
So
someone.
okay, and for those of you
Happy works too, honestly, for those that support it and all that. So it's just, but hey, everybody have a wonderful day today with the show. I had to swing by. It was like I only had a few minutes, but I'm actually going to be heading over to Tampa Theater in a bit, do a Halloween event there. So we're going to watch Nosferatu with an original organist. So, but then I'll be catching Doctor Who later. So
wait, before you leave, tell people who are in the Tampa area, why don't you tell them a little bit what you're doing?
I'm literally heading out the door 2:00 over at Tampa Theater. They're showing Nosferatu, the original silent film, and they've got one of the last original organists who did it back in the day, and he's going to be live accompanying it on the organ at the theater. And if you haven't been to the Tampa Theater, super amazing classic theater built in the early 1900s here, Tampa, the Cuban style. And like I said, it has one of the last working organs, there too. And a lot of ghost stories. So I get to tell some ghost stories while I'm there. So, a lot of fun. And then I will be watching Doctor Who as soon as I get home and can't wait. My prediction is it'll be spooky.
It'll be spooky there.
Yeah.
That's your prediction?
That's my prediction. It's Halloween. They haven't done Halloween
in spookiness.
how many years? Ever. I think Sarah Jane Adventures did a Halloween special with the clowns.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I think
yeah,
that was the last Halloween thing. So I'm hoping that it lives up to that, because that was actually excellent. So
Awesome. Well, for folks who are join Mark over at the theater, if you want to check out Nosferatu, if you are busy, if you're not busy, or if you want to stay with us and watching the episode, for people who are looking for things to do, I know it's Halloween, and you probably you may want to unmute your mic, sir. I love that all that screaming didn't go anywhere.
I haven't had it muted on this because I made a comment on my phone and it went ad on YouTube. So no, I can't make it. It's not enough time for me to fly to Tampa.
I know, not quite.
I'm
I'm going to get
sad.
across the bridge, and that's going to take long enough. So, bye, gang. Y'all have fun. I need my TARDIS to get over there on time. So,
yeah.
Good luck, gang.
Well, if it makes you feel better,
I'll
I
see
don't
you
have
all on
my
the flip side.
I don't have my TARDIS. Melanie's got it. So
I know, man. It's crazy. And Simon, I'm looking forward to that Lord of the Rings trivia thing I saw you going to be on. Is that? Did I catch the right ad or something?
No. Oh, is it ad? No, it's Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. That's what it was.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's almost as good.
Yes.
Got him confused.
Helen Mirren is hosting the quiz.
Ooh.
And I've filmed my contribution in my home, because I couldn't get to LA, and so LA came to me. How about that?
That's fantastic. All right, gang. Enjoy the show. I'll look forward to that one, Simon, and we will see you all on the other side. Stay spooky. Happy Halloween.
Bye.
Thanks for coming on, Mark. Thank you. Now we can get rid of him. There we go. I will continue with our chats out here. I want to say hi to Halger. Halger, hello. I do not get the iPlayer, but I'm pimped. I pimped my dish in 2005. So it's a new Doctor Who started since a nice party. Have a nice party and a great evening. Hey, you're more than welcome to join us when we do the watch party. Essentially, we can't show the show on here because of copyright rules and such like that, but you'll be seeing live our reactions as we're watching the episode together, see how we react, and we'll probably be either screaming or laughing or whatever at our devices while we are watching there. The Diamond Minecraft says, how much longer the Flux airs? I'm excited for it. It's supposed to be, right now it's 1:37. This is the hardest part because everybody has different listings. It depends upon where you're watching. BBC America, if you're watching, I think AMC Plus now, HBO Max, and it's all over the place. So it's really hard to ascertain. I'm only going to tell you that if you are in my side of the world, which has Spectrum. It's going to be premiering on BBC America at 2, and this is the weirdest part. It was like 2:33 p.m., which I don't know if they're having some kind of like little intro or get together. But it's not an episode of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS without at least one cat interfering on the screen. It's Mackenzie's turn. Since Melanie's not here, Mackenzie's
it's absolutely fantastic. I think I looked down a space worm there.
There you go. Speaking of which, let's get back to your chats and take things. Gotcha. Okay. Well, we got a question for Simon from Garbage. Simon, did you meet Jenna Coleman? Would she be interested in a middle-aged man asking for it?
I never.
Is there a dating app for Doctor Who actors?
The
Probably.
only time I met Jenna was at conventions, and she seemed pleasant enough.
Yeah, she. From what I understand, she's very pleasant.
But I'm not a pimp.
Not a bad thing.
We've got your Karen Gillens. We've got your Billy Pipers right here. Whatever.
No.
Will you settle for like maybe the cosplayers? I don't know. Anyway, the questions come up. What episodes of Doctor Who do you consider Halloweenish? And I'm somebody. If I pronounce this wrong, I do apologize. Sessetlet? I apologize if I pronounced it wrong, but they say Blink. Beowulf 1 UK says Talons of Wang Chiang, so I got that. Christopher Chatfield, in the chase, there was a haunted house with Dracula. I do remember that. In the chase, there was a haunted house with Dracula and the Frankenstein monster. Let's see here. Garbage says Mummy on the Orient Express, one of Capaldi's episodes out there. Garbage comes back, and there have been people who've been, like myself, who had criticisms about this. The season will only be good if Chibnall fixes the timeless child to be the master. Yeah, as long as it's fact. Jodie actually doesn't use a Sonic every 30 seconds. That criticism I will definitely nail. That's the one. Yeah, Jodie does. Yeah, I admit I love my Sonic screwdriver. I mean, if I go to conventions, I'm sitting. If I go to Publix or a supermarket, I'm sitting there going. I think it's just one of those things that be hell. But yeah, that I think the Sonic is becoming overkill. It shouldn't be the Harry Potter magic wand. It should be the Sonic screwdriver. Gets me out of trouble things, but it doesn't.
Talking of a Sonic screwdriver, in the UK. To travel around on certain public transport, you prepay and you use a card. It's called an Oyster card, and it looks like an ordinary sort of credit card, but you swipe it at the entrances and exits of the tube and public transport, and the gates open and let you through. Well, some people were able to get the chip that's inside the card and put it on all sorts of instruments, and I did see someone with a Sonic screwdriver. And it went like this, and the gates opened. Loved it.
That's beautiful.
You're gonna make me find that video, aren't you, Simon?
Yeah.
You're gonna make me find.
I haven't seen it on video. I actually saw it in real life. I was following the person who took out because he just took it out of his coat like that, and he held it like that as if he was saying to everybody, "This is what I've got," and he pointed it. That's all he had to do was point it. And because you don't need to be actually very close to some of these things for the system to work. The gate did open, but his Sonic Screwdriver did have a little Sonic Screwdriver sound. So for me, as a Doctor Who fan, I thought that was fab.
Let me see if I can find the video. You know what? If you can do me one small favor, I'm going to try to see if I can bring Jen in. I don't know if she can hear me, but Dave, if you can continue on the chats for me. Let me see if I can find the video that I showed a while back.
So he's looking for that video, and he's looking at Jen's looking kind of readiest.
I see that smile. I got to bring her in. Look at that.
Exactly.
Doing,
so Jen, what's your Halloween episode?
Oh man, my favorite are still the Weeping Angels.
Okay.
It's anything with the Weeping Angel in it, and I don't go through a cemetery without looking at all the statues completely sideways since I've seen it.
Yeah.
I think you guys are wrong on the whole screwdriver. You know, I don't think you could ever, you know, have too much of that.
I don't know, it's almost become a bit of a more of a tricorder than anything for her, which is a bit. I don't mind it, but it's a little bit weird, and I can definitely see that. Why? Yeah. Look at what it is. You don't. Why are you scanning it for everything?
Yeah, but in the screenwriting world, we would call it saying that the writer doesn't know what they do, so they're just going to use a sonic to get the doctor out of the situation.
Yeah,
it's just not very effective.
Well,
I remember a couple of episodes. Yeah, sorry.
No.
I remember a couple of episodes. Matt Smith used it like a tricorder.
Yeah, and once in a while is okay. It just seems to be overused a bit, and then as that function.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard for me because I miss my male doctors. I really do. And it took me a while. I felt like she was tunneling as a screenwriter, a producer, director. I feel like she's tunneling in a lot of her scenes in the beginning. And now she's gotten used to it. She's gotten in it. It's a hard, I think it's a hard character for a woman to play personally. It kind of reminds me of Pierce Bronson when he tried to do 007. I'm not being hard. I'm just being real.
No, that's fine.
You know, so I'm really looking forward to her getting into her skin and hopefully not utilizing more props and just using them like they're supposed to be used. Because I love it. I just want to see it tweaked. Does that make sense?
And, there's people, you know, I don't have any problem that people are having some issues with it. And this is the basis of the whole show. It's, you know, the writing has been a little bit, for me, a little subpar, and I was very critical. I said, I even said the words here, and Simon, correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think we've been spoiled by classics when we have like Douglas Adams and Terrence Dicks and all and Philip Hitch and all these writers that came before, and then you bring on the new generation. You're really putting them in it's hard because you're really putting them in a pickle for people who, you know, grew up with these classic writers, and they just, you know. Let me just say it outright. Orphan 55, there's no comparison. Sorry. There's nothing has Doctor had silly or weird or, you know, episodes that were like, you know, we can really do without Fear Her or Love and Monsters, but some people like it. But, you know, like I said, it is a challenge when you have all these classic writers. It is kind of like writing for Sir Arthur Conan Doyle for Sherlock Holmes, you know, when you have to reinterpret something that was so brilliant back then, it's a tough act to follow. And speaking of tough act to follow, Simon, let me show you what really happened at Universal Studios one day. You see this little device? This happened. Now, I had to spill the beans on that on one episode because people were actually writing me like, how did you do that? Did you get the chip? Did it work for you? No. You didn't see the 8 families standing in line in the area with their actual wands. And after the 6th take, I got it right on the nose. I managed to hit it because not only are you supposed to hit it, but you're supposed to do the wave with the magic wand in a certain. So people were calling, how did you do that? How did you do that? I'm like, I'm not telling. No, I got to tell.
David Kennedy can confirm Sonic over magic.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can say too that's where I also learned that I was waving my wand way too much. So even now, when I use the wand from Rider Wands, I also do a lot smaller waves than I used to do.
So here's a comment I wanted to bring up because he's right. Sure. We all went dead silent. Garbage. No response to God Complex, and we all just kind of went silent. He's right, we did. I had to look the episode up because I'm terrible with titles. This is the one where we're running around the hotel, changing hotel.
No, garbage.
It's a total. Yeah, totally.
Our fault. We should have explored it even more. Yeah, that is a great. I mean, that to me kind of reminiscent of The Shining with the hotel chase, with the monitor and all that. So no, I don't think we were disrespecting. I think we were still processing it. I think yours was one of the first responses, and we were like, okay, yeah. We didn't really process it because there's a lot more coming up as we go down. If you can bring up more of the chats there, Beowulf says before the flood. So yeah, and Midnight gives me the chills. Yeah. I've always thought that, it would be cool if Midnight were an actual, what is it? Those rooms that you have to figure your way out. Shoot, I can't even think.
Escape rooms?
Escape room. Yeah, if it was an escape room. And you were with people and they reenacted that scene in the floor. And the whole point is you're trying to figure out how to get out of there. Sights and side quests, join Jess and her family out there. I will stand behind silence in the library. Yes. That would be a great. In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Jess, you said that this would actually be also a good haunted house. One of our episodes, Simon, we took and Jess and Jen, we took an episode of Doctor Who and converted it. What would be our haunted house episode? So what would take an episode and expand it into a haunted house? And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Jess, correct me if I'm wrong, and don't forget to check her out on her YouTube channel. I will stand behind silence in the library. I think that would be not only a great haunted house, but a great episode to play on Halloween out there. Also, we got more of the chats. John Huvian, Hyde. It's Hyde. Yeah. So nice. John had said it twice there. Knock Knock. That's the one. That's the one with thank you. Yes, it's called Knock Knock. Thank you, Diamond Minecrafter and Beowulf 1 UK. Yes, it is Knock Knock. Jeez, why didn't I forget? They got so many episodes now. I used to memorize all the episodes. Now I'm just like, I can't. And the demons. Yes, the demons. Definitely. You could have that little demon chasing you around the haunted house out there. The Harry Potter tournament, side quest says the Harry Potter tournament of house. I'm so excited. Sorry, I'm a little behind.
Go back to the
we're way behind all the chats out there. We're going to try to catch up to your chats.
We're almost caught up.
Beowulf says Sonic was overused during Matt Smith's tenure. Also, yeah, that's the thing. When it was just something that opened doors, and it was, to me, and I kind of understand where Moffat's coming from. It was for the Doctor in the classic episode, a Swiss Army knife, and then it finally got destroyed in the 5th Doctor episode, and I forgot which episode that was. Had to do with the fire. Can't remember. Gosh, Simon, I'm so sorry. Just my classic Who.
Yeah, I'm turning 60, so I'm in the same boat, really.
Gotcha. There. Garbage says, Knock Knock had a. I'm just reading it from the. No, you can stay with that one. But I just wanted we jumped over Garbage. Garbage says Knock Knock had a terrible especially the ending. I did think it was kind of weird.
It was weird, yeah.
It was weird. I don't know about terrible episode. I get what you're coming from, Garbage. It was just too weird for its taste. I think it had potential. Tell me if I'm wrong on Garbage, or if you want to expand on this. I think it had real good potential, but it just kind of was all over the place. I think there was something about it, and I think you're right. I think if Knock Knock had kind of focused on one story as opposed to all these separate stories, I think it would have been a perfect Halloween episode.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I'm gonna have to rewatch that one.
It was. You see, it was one of those episodes I've even forgotten about it. That's how.
Yeah.
That's how come I was just like, I don't remember it too well. I remember Poirot because I like the actor. I've seen him in other stuff. But I was just like, after that, it was just like, where is this going? I mean, I thought it was about a bunch of kids going into a haunted house, which I thought was really cool. I thought we were kind of reminiscent on like Halloween Resurrection kind of deal. And it was the same thing with, there was an episode that I was really, and I feel so bad about it because Sleep No More. Sleep No More. If you remember that one. That was an episode that was almost like Blair Witch. And I thought that's where they were going with it. and the ending kind of killed it because now every grain of sand was a camera. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why? How did that happen? I kind of like the idea that if it were just a single camera shot and the audience only saw things like Blair Witch, where it just saw everything from a single camera. So if somebody ran out into the distance and started screaming, you didn't know where it was. I thought that would have been a cool episode. The ending of that was really spooky. I do agree to that with there's something in the corner of your eye, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm never touching my eyes again. I'm never putting my hand on my face ever again about that. Silence in the Library and Turn Left, still my favorites. Okay. And Martina McIver, thank you. To be fair,
another reference to the overuse of the wand.
Well, I didn't get a chance to say that. Beowulf says Sonic was overused during. Yeah. Stephen Moffat mentioned that he's been using it for so long. Don't you think he would improve on it, like the TARDIS? Like he would find all these spare parts or spare things, and it's just like Gremlins, the father who was the inventor. You would think that Sonic would eventually end up looking and acting like that. You know, now it's got your toothpaste, or we've got it. It's like, so now it does everything, you know, after a long while. And it's like,
and Jodie's kind of does. Jodie's definitely has expanded on that, and she just kind of cobbled it together.
Yeah, I get it.
Out of spoons.
Out of spoons. I know somebody who would actually appreciate that, and I hope she's watching, Emily. Hyde is a good one. I'm a fan of Doug Gray Scott.
Doug Gray
Scott, who's in Batgirl. Batwoman, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
And I've been told not to.
I have a different view on Halloween than a lot of people. Sure. And we kind of talked about this in the other episode. I like goofy Halloween. I'm not the slasher, gore, blood, horror Halloween. I like fun Halloween. Cute, goofy. You know, I got Monster Crunch cereal, the board game here. Like, fun. So I don't think it would be a scary episode, but costume-wise, and it is one of my favorite Seventh Doctor episodes, but and then I lost it.
No.
Happiness Patrol. Sorry. How can you not see someone coming out in a Candyman costume?
Mm-hmm.
Or
I would pay money.
Just the bad 80s hair of the patrol itself. There's just so much costuming goodness in that episode that I think would be a ton of fun.
I still argue to this day that Halloween Horror Nights over at least at the Orlando should at least have one haunted house that's dedicated to Doctor Who. Pick an episode. Blink. You know, the Dalek Asylum. That would be awesome. Going into that area down there. Since you two weren't on it there on the episode, Simon, I'll start with you. If you could convert one episode of Doctor Who into a haunted house, what episode would that be? Which one would you pick? And Matthew says hello, Simon.
Yes. If I be a little egotistical, I would probably choose a Good Man Goes to War. Yeah. Or the Wedding of Ringer's Song, actually. But then on the other side, let's go back. Because as when I was young, much younger, the Sea Devils were the ones that gave me the creeps.
Yeah.
So to be trapped either in an underwater cave, knowing that the Sea Devils are likely to come after me, that would definitely give me the heebie-jeebies. So,
Garbage approves of this choice.
I gotta say, what was it? Somebody had put it in there. The Worst Witch.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Oh, it's Sides and Side Quests. The Worst Witch. Sorry, I just pulled that up over there.
I jumped it because they would for Beowulf's there. Yeah,
no, that's fine. We threw in a video with Tim Curry singing the Halloween song. So if you check it out, it's on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS out there. Speaking of which, if you want to go ahead and continue with Dave with the chats, go for it. I just wanted to show some pictures from the internet that we've collected. First of all, I'm going to be. I love Hyde. First of all, I'm a little bit. I don't want to. You know what? I guess I can't blame them, but here's a little bit of a joke that I saw. That Garbage says I found it hard to remember all the classics. But what about Horror and Fang Rock? Yes, Yes, absolutely. There. Oh, Simon, you were mentioning about your episodes being a haunted house, and I said, I think earlier when the people were asking me, what would you cosplay, Christian? I said I would be I would be Dorian Maldivar, but if I had an unlimited budget, I would find a way that the box could be moved with my head so that you could never see underneath me. I would spend the budget on like getting either mirrors or something so that everybody everybody would wave their hand. Exactly. Somebody would wave their hand under my box. I was like, where is he? I'm just like, no. and all the time I was at the convention, I would just say, well, the Wi-Fi sucks in here. It's not far from the crew.
Yeah.
So there we go. Martina.
Anyway, folks, it's coming up for 6 o'clock this end. I need to go off and do something else.
Fine. Gotcha.
Been great seeing you all. I love taking part.
Thank you for coming.
And we'll be in touch again very, very soon. So
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. We're going to be doing reviews all Sunday, so you may be able to come back and do one if you'd like.
Yes. So until then, I'll just say.
Oh, no, I didn't catch it on time.
Hey, that was a terrible.
Thank you, Simon Fisher Blacker, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. He's got his own YouTube channel if you want his take on his personal, for him, climate change, politics, everything that Simon talks about. He doesn't care. He talks about it on his personal YouTube channel, or you can check him out on our Sci-Fi blog, youtube.com, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. So thank you, Simon, so much. So I just want to make this announcement. I know it's going to drive people crazy because yesterday I was watching TV. We were watching Halloween. Both Walmart and Petco put out their Christmas advertisements out there.
No.
So they're already out there. So I just want to remind everybody, because I love this meme, when the clock strikes midnight, Halloween will end, and bam, Christmas carols everywhere. That is the case out there. So I'm just going to fall in line with the marketing. Starting December 1st, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS will convert to its 25 Days of Christmas, and we will be putting out not only classic but new stuff. We'll be playing Christmas music. We're just going to be having a good time with the Traveling TARDIS. One of the places I'd like to visit again, and I haven't bought a ticket or anything of that nature, but I'm hoping to go back again, is Hallmat. For those of you who are not familiar with Hallmat in Orlando, and I think, they should be having this one here. Holiday Matsuri, I think it is. It's essentially an anime cosplay convention with a holiday twist. And we got a lot of pictures from there. Yeah. I arguably say it's one of the biggest conventions out there. It takes up the entire hotel and then some. So, but it is a huge place, and it's all but nothing but a good time. And Traveling TARDIS making Christmas. Making Christmas.
No, this is you want Christmas? Here's your Christmas right here. You get the
Funko
skeletons in there. Oh yeah, this is just fabulous. They've got like everything in the world. Because Funko has the rights to everything, right? They've got Golden Girls characters for this game. They've got the Kool-Aid Man, Darkwing Duck, but they're like undersized pops that you move around a big board. And basically, have you played Smash Brothers? It's Smash Brothers on a board with Funkos. Okay.
Gotcha.
And it's a fun little game. I actually really like it. The review will be coming sometime next month.
Now,
sometime between Christmas and Halloween.
Now, the reason why I mentioned Christmas is because if you haven't bought that significant other or your friend or your family a special gift for Christmas, here we go. Your TARDIS 25 is your exclusive promo code for the Wizard World's Vault at wizardworld.com. Wizardworld.com. Click on the vote. Hey guys, we don't have any commercials for the next 4 hours, so this is where we're
exactly. Here's my Christmas recommendation. I'm going to scroll down.
Yeah, please. Oh wow! Okay,
oh yes.
It's perfect for the season. It's spelt correctly with 2 X's.
So, yes,
but I took a picture of this over my shoulder here, so you can get a little better look. I have more than a few fluxes.
Nice.
And there are way more than this. You can get Firefly Flux. I'm pointing, and you can't see me. I'm pointing to that Wonderland Flux in the middle there. That is a limited time only one. If you're into Star Trek, there's also a Voyager Flux and 2 of these booster-sized ones. Again, I just pointed to the thing. 2 of these booster-sized ones for Enterprise that have just been released. Yeah. There's a holiday. Where's my holiday flux? Oh, my holiday flux is in with the rest of my stuff. If you tune in after American Thanksgiving, or as we call it in Canada, Thursday, I'll have my background will be all Christmassy stuff, including my holiday flux, which I didn't pull out. But yeah, it's that this is my flux, and they're small enough. Like, you know, the game's only yay big, so they make for great stocking stuffers. And, you know, if you get for every nerdery you could have, every fandom you could imagine, there is probably a flux somewhere for it.
Golden Girls.
And that's and I'm going to give a free plug for this as well.
Okay.
Looney Labs, if you order right now, they're actually they do a yearly holiday gift. And it's a physical one this year, and you can actually go to the Looney Labs website, which I don't have off the top of my head, and they will send it to you for a physical thing for free. They'll include it along with some other gifts because it's their anniversary if you order from their website. So go find your Doctor Who Flux and get your Wonderland Flux and your Star Trek Flux and your Firefly Flux and anything you Monty Python Flux. I don't know if they still have it available through the website. You name it. Go after this. Don't go now.
I love the fact that I'm hearing podcasters and friends who can't put the L in the right position and say the wrong word. But anyway, I want to welcome Nisha Mulchin. She's currently on our panel, but she's moved recently over to California where she's got a job, and hopefully she'll be part of our review team when we move temporarily to Sundays for the next 5 episodes, possibly 6, depending upon what they're doing. But we're going to be, just a reminder for everybody, we're going to be moving our shows to Sundays, like we're doing today. When the episode, after the episode ends on BBC America, we're going to be within the next hour coming up with our episode so we can review, so we can chat and geek out with everybody. But definitely go over to Diversely Geek. Why? It's Sunday. Sorry, Nisha.
Oh.
That's why you're on, Mackenzie. I need somebody to get over there and just say, Diversely Geek. Okay. So, yes, go to Diversely Geek.
I'm sorry, Nisha. I was too busy laughing at Christian to correct him.
I know. And I have to I have to drink my gamer stuff. My brain is still not awake yet.
I told you. Yeah, it's Sunday. It's not Tuesday. Well, Tuesday I'm always in a garble because I'm coming off work at that moment. I'm literally going from one station to another from work for the last 8 hours, and then going over here, putting everything together, and just like, oh God, I'm going to fall apart. So Nisha Mulchin, Diversely Geek. Please check her out on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Garbage says, I find it hard to remember all the classics. What about horror fan? Okay, all right.
Yeah,
where were we? I'm sorry, where were we? I'm sorry, if you want to catch up.
A little bit below that, we were here.
Okay. The 2 Doctors from Colin Baker era with Patrick Troughton was kind of creepy.
Oh,
when
yes.
the lab before you knew it was the Centaurans.
Yes.
Yeah, that could be a haunted house too.
Yes,
but
I think that one should be a haunted house. Absolutely. I didn't even think about that episode. Yes, I 100% agree.
I think Shock Eye should be chasing you around the dinner table. That would be it. Beowulf 1 says, Heaven Sent just screams out to be a haunted house. Yeah. I don't doubt it. Yeah, and you could be just walking around the haunted house and being chased by this whatever that Reaper is, or the confessional Reaper, or whatever.
Not a haunted house, but this is just funny.
You ever think of not shortening TARDIS to its full title? Longest profile name on YouTube. The legend. Well,
that's a one-day thing.
Yeah. The thing is, Garbage, to be honest, there is actually on YouTube a Traveling TARDIS. I'm not trying to give them too much of a plug, but if you go to their site, the last thing they are is anything Doctor Who-ish. They're more of a computerized tech thing. And I was just like shocked. I'm like, why are you calling yourself the Traveling TARDIS? And the thing is that because we've been the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS since 9 years ago when we started the Facebook page. It's just been hard to get off of it. And there are, if you look on like Instagram, there are Traveling TARDISes. So we kind of bunked in the legend part so that people knew that it was a separation between this Traveling TARDIS on Instagram or this Traveling TARDIS on TikTok. that we are the unique podcast that we, that started a couple of years ago, and we are the Facebook page that started 9 years ago. So we wanted to make sure. Thanks, Jen.
Yeah. I'm going to throw this up for the next comment just in case someone tuned in and missed this. Because, and I got to switch back to the right comment. There we go. Because Garbage is commenting specifically on that. Boo.
Dave, keep on going. Dave, go ahead and keep on going with the chats because I had something just come up. Go ahead.
No problem. That's more or less exactly what I was saying. Yes, that's all. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing bad. Phrasing. No. And then, yes, it is 20 minutes to showtime, everybody. 20 minutes to showtime, everybody. Very special guest stars. 20 minutes. Thank you, Scooter. Oh, we got ourselves a TARDIS. Jen's wandering off. That's a big one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't wandering off. I just missed my TARDIS.
Oh, there we go. So she's got her own traveling TARDIS.
Yeah.
Before the show, I should plug in my TARDIS mini fridge that everyone loves and put it on screen. So you can just reach in and grab a drink during the show.
Oh, it was so cool.
I'm a jerk like that.
Discovered Doctor Who, and I wanted to paint the entire inside of their bedrooms blue and have everything TARDIS-like, and then I became very uncool to them, so I had to be really cool.
Farewell, Garbage. Thanks for tuning in.
Garbage, thank you so much, Garbage. I'll see you on the podcast out there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Gosh,
it's definitely okay. I'm gonna throw this out as a topic for a few minutes because it's an obvious answer to me. The most Halloweeny Doctor. And we're going to add in especially Weenie. But what is better?
There's not even a competition for crying out loud.
Hey, someone else might have another opinion.
Well, I mean, the only
not.
Okay. The only one that even comes to mind, even comes close, maybe 7 or 8 for me. Because 7 was the mystery doctor, and he changed outfits. He went from the light colored what was it, like a grayish coat, where when his first season he was more of a clown, and
he got a little darker,
and when he got darker it went to brown,
and by the time he got to the movie it was more cinematic, but he didn't even have the question marks when he got to the movie.
Martinez even going with that. Sylvester McCoy, when he got to the TV movie, he was not even in that. I mean, I think all the question marks except for, was his collar gone?
I don't remember if his collar was gone, but I know his vest certainly was. It was a But it's also worth pointing out as far as 8 goes, that costume was literally a costume. It was it wasn't him grabbing clothes off the rack. It was him grabbing costumes for a costume party.
Yeah.
So it's
But I think also when it came to 8, and maybe because he had this advantage, his TARDIS was more steampunk for me. And I don't know why, but somehow I can always relate steampunk close to Halloween. That I couldn't give you the specifics, but to me, steampunk does have a feel of Halloween in it, and he had that outfit. So I kind of think that, and especially if you walked into one of the corridors where the iHarmony was, the bats were flying around. That was more like the Halloween Doctor, based upon, well, at least this TARDIS was making it feel Halloween, but that's just my opinion on that one.
Yeah. Beowulf had another vote for McCoy, and I'm not going to dispute that because he was definitely
he was the mystery doctor.
He's a ton of fun.
And because in Gasparilla, we don't have any steam. We have steampunk, and I just joined a steampunk crew, the crew of Sea Saviors, because that's the closest Doctor Who I could find.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they're all steampunk. So I was looking for a Doctor Who crew, and we just don't have one.
Okay. So for those of you who are keeping score or watching on BBC America, at least the premiere, I think we're at T-minus 12 minutes.
Give or take.
10 minutes. Because it's, I think, if I'm not mistaken, what time is it premiering again? I'm actually going to pull it up on my phone.
Yeah, there we go. That's a better plan.
And Jen, I'm trying to answer your question.
Thank you.
I'm trying to see. Worst.
This is such a great show. We're less spastic than usual, but no better prepared.
Well, we have 4 hours because we have 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And usually we get to the point and we have a list of everything that we kind of do.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of a bit of a convention. We kind of have an idea or a list of things that we want to do and say, and sometimes we don't even get to it because we've had a good episode and a good run. But today we have 4 hours, and we're kind of like, I don't know.
I gotta say, Beowulf, this definitely, I love this TARDIS. Like, it's one of my favorites, without a doubt, just because it's everything. Somewhere there's actually like a hour-long or more loop of him just sitting there listening to the music playing in the background on YouTube, just sitting there reading. And eventually there's a couple other things that pop in, but yeah, you're just sitting in the TARDIS for an hour as background noise.
There you go. There's your TARDIS background noise.
Oh, that's nice. Yep, that's the same one that I have. Same exact one.
And it's funny because, it's bigger on the inside, right?
Yes.
I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't. I
Aw.
was expecting more. Size matters.
It does. It does.
I need new batteries for my TARDIS clock.
That's the one that I take when I go to different Comic-Cons.
I want to have... Can we talk Comic-Con? Can we please talk
Yes.
By all means, yes.
I'm Christian. We got to do our own Doctor Who Comic-Con. You know that.
Yeah.
We need to work on that. For Ken Spivey's sake. And now I know why I turned this off after a while.
Yes.
It does get kind of... Well, mine actually turns off on its own. So that's...
Ooh.
So that's interesting that yours just kept going. Mine actually turns off on its own. I'll open the doors, it'll say something, and then it does like, and then it shuts itself off.
Wow. Yeah, mine.
That's not a bad thing.
It just keeps going and going and going and going, and I'm like, all
Oh,
right.
I kind of wish that mine kept going and going and going, especially because that would save me from having. When I go to Comic-Cons, I always dress as a doctor because my target audience for my books and screenplay are also Doctor Who fans. So I'm always dressed as a doctor, and so I usually play around with a Sonic to get people to pay attention because a lot of times they'll walk by and not even realize, and then they're like, "I hear a Sonic." There's so I get that. And I have 2 blisters on my fingers from constantly switching hands with the Sonic.
Yeah. It is definitely one of those things.
When I got to see you, and I had Jodie Sonic. That Sonic is still missing. I have no idea what I did with it after I met you.
Oh no! You did not leave it. All I know is you did not leave it at my table. I would have noticed that.
Know. Yeah, I know I didn't leave it.
I would have given it back to you, but I would admit I have it.
Yeah, I have no idea where it went. I'm like, what the heck? I thought I took it into the bedroom at one point. It's not anywhere to be found. I'm like, okay, so maybe
just clarify at that point. Oh, that was great. For those who didn't know, I was down in the States because I'm up in Canada, if you don't know, for about a month doing a bunch of gaming conventions and whatnot, and happened to be up at one run by Deepwater Games in Saginaw, Michigan, and had a wonderful meeting with the wonderful Mackenzie Floor. And I got to nerd it out, and she got to sign my my binge watcher's guide to the oh, there we go. And Christian will be right back. That's okay. So I get to run things. Yay! We'll pop back over. Yeah, no, that was such a ton of fun here.
Yeah, I think I'll join that. I'm thinking I'll join you next year at that particular one because it looked like it was a pretty good one for first year.
It was. And for you, it would have been perfect. It was a little bit... We were there because Deepwater Games is a game publisher. They also do comic books under a slightly different imprint, but they're handling some of the warehousing for Steep Games, which is who was down there helping out. But they had tons of comic books. I think your books and you there would be absolutely fabulous, and it's close to you too. So it's
exactly.
That makes it nice and easy.
It's a nice bonus, and especially whenever I can go anytime talking about my books, I'm like, maybe there I'll finally find my my agent, my manager, my future producer that will finally jump up because I really want somebody from Doctor Who or is at least a fan of Doctor Who to be on my team. I really want that. I just haven't found those people yet.
and I mean, talk to them. Maybe they can help you out with something like that, or because they're wonderful human beings. There, I absolutely adore every one of them. And yeah, they put that event on, and it went so well. It was basically an indoor multi-level farmers market and there was an outdoor farmers market outside as well. But it was a lot of fun there. But do you guys have any interesting Halloween plans as we get close to things starting?
Nope. I'm literally my spouse was is stuck at the hospital, and they're supposed to have 11 people. They only have 5, so of course she's going to stay over. She's been working every single day overtime this week because our COVID-19 counts are just ridiculous right now, and the hospital's not been helping with the staffing, and it's just I literally said, you need to turn the porch light off. So that's what I need to do. I still have to go downstairs, turn the porch light off so that nobody comes, because I know by the time this show is over, pretty much we start an hour early, so we start at 5. I'm like, okay, so I at some point have to jump off so that I can go turn that light off and then set on my TV, because I'm watching it for Philo, which is usually about 10 minutes behind everybody. So when Christian was like, "Can you watch it live?" I'm thinking, this is going to be kind of complicated because I will be at 10 minutes behind everybody else.
Yeah.
It will look really weird.
I don't know. I'm watching it through I don't know if I will have the appropriate level of data / free VPN to be able to watch it, because it won't air here till basically the second airing in the States. We just don't have nowhere in Canada that I can find are they doing this simulcast? So
wow.
Yeah.
So let's go back and talk about Comic-Con. So you brought it up, Jen. What do you love about Comic-Con?
I love everything about Comic-Cons, and I think one of my favorite things about it is that's where I met Christian at a Doctor Who Comic-Con with Ken Spivey. And Ken was one of my friends, and so we did a lot of creative things together. And it's one of the things that I want to be able to continue is to have a Comic-Con. It's where you can be a little kid again. You can see all of your heroes. Godzilla is huge for me. Godzilla and Star Wars, that's my world. So, and of course, I have to say kudos to the Rolling Stones. Awesome concert Friday. Started off my Halloween weekend. But it's everything that I grew up with. You can play games. You can, hang out with the Batman vehicle. I walked in one time. I literally rolled out of bed, walked in, and they thought I was Rogue. And that was like the most hilarious thing. I Obi-Wan Kenobi'd my entire way in. One of my friends got a VIP pass from Christian. I couldn't download it from my phone. My Wi-Fi was weird, so I couldn't download it from then. He's walking in. My friend is walking in, and he's going, "What are you doing?" I go, "I think it's free today." And they go, "No, it's not free today, Jen. You just walked in." And I'm like, hold the door. And I just did Obi-Wan Kenobi. I said, "I can pass." And she goes, "Yes, you can pass." And as I'm passing and walking in, they're going, "No, it's not free today, Jen. It's expensive." And I'm like, "Oh, I just walked in as Rogue, And then that was the day that I met Neil Adams, and he hired me as his Rogue, and I ended up selling all of his stuff. And I just, fell in love with that part of the Comic-Con, working it and also being his Rogue, and validation for my hair turning wonky, right? This is God's joke. And rocking it. So, and of course, seeing my incredible.
I think it had a lot for you dressed up as Rogue. I really think that.
What?
We have T-minus, I believe, 4 or 5 minutes before premieres on BBC America. And I apologize. Some of our technical crew, especially with the Hanging With, they're having issues bringing up. That's why they had to go offline for a little bit. So we're going to try to see if we can bring it up. You won't be able to see it on here, unfortunately. You'll just be able to see our reactions to it while you're watching it. But definitely, and we'll be giving the review right after that. So stick around for that. Hopefully, hold on one second. Mackenzie, go like this, just like this. Yeah, you had a fly in your hair.
Oh, Thank you.
Stop
I have this
it.
pesky fly that has been like swarming this computer for the last probably an hour here, and I keep swatting it. And I'm like, okay, that's another thing I'm going to do is get the fly swatter out while we're watching it, so I can fly. Because I had already told Dave, I'm like, we start Halloween early here, so I have to get downstairs, turn the porch light off. So I have to do that, get the pizza that's going to be delivered, because otherwise, like during this hour, that's the only time I'm going to have any time to eat today is between that. So I'm just like, oh, this. I still have to set
I ate beforehand, so we'll see what happens there. So right now on BBC America, they're showing Revolution of the Daleks, and Graham and Ryan are already outside the TARDIS. He's riding his bicycle again. So,
which I'm actually in that note, I'm going to go off cam for a couple minutes because I have to turn my Philo on, and it's
gotcha. Go ahead. And for those of you sticking around, thank you for joining us for the watch party. We'll be giving our spoiler-free reviews. So as things are happening, we will be saying stuff on here. So, Jen, I was trying to see if I could get you tech help, and I am at a disadvantage, so I apologize there.
You are at a disadvantage.
Yes, I am.
Of course, the first time that I get rid of the...
Well, I got a question just right, and let me just say this: we don't believe in piracy, but if anybody wants to give out a shout out on where you're watching this episode right now, help Jen out, see if she can watch the episode. Please put it in the chats, and I'll bring it up to Jen's attention. But both Jen and the Hanging With team are having some technical issues with their current provider, so we want to see if we can get them to start watching it. I know.
Dude, my provider has had problems all week long, and I'm
okay.
Yeah.
Does it start with an S, or did you get rid of them?
Yeah, it does actually.
Okay.
And so I took back my equipment to them as I wanted to take it out in the back and beat the heck out of it like Office Space. They have just had, what I would like to do in a perfect world would be to access BBC directly.
Right. Well, I was about to say, are you still have an account with them? You could try to pull up their app and see if it works on your phone, because that's exactly where I'm watching right now.
I have internet. I don't have the TV provider.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's the part I got rid of, because it's like, what's the point? And at this point, I'm almost ready just to go into analog. I'm so sick of this whole 5G crap. So I'm ready just to do landline, go back to the tethering to the phone, to the wall.
Gotcha. Well, you're more than welcome to stay. Hey guys, I just started. It's just starting right now.
I'm staying in the TARDIS, man. I'm staying in the TARDIS.
So stay in the TARDIS. You're more than welcome to stay here. We'd love you to stay. So right now they're putting in the trailer, BBC America.
Oh my gosh, Christian.
I will try to be spoiler free. Everybody be spoiler free at the moment. So if you comment in the comments and you put something spoilers, I'm going to delete it. I'm sorry. Yes, it is starting right now. So hang tight.
No.
Nice. That's a bit overkill. Okay, I have to admit, this is a very good start. It wasn't what I was expecting at all. It's a good start. If you're just joining us here at the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, we are now in process of doing our watch party, watching Doctor Who Flux, the Halloween Apocalypse on BBC America. And with commercials, I'm sure.
Well, it turns out with my BBC America, it's an hour behind. So
oh, you're kidding me.
Yep, so I'm going to have to jump off and miss the live afterwards because, yep, it's just playing Fugitive of the Jatoon just now. So
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm not having much luck on my VPN either. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, so I'm glad to know it's just not just me. My BBC is literally an hour behind, and I'm watching live.
Turn the TV around so we can all see it with you.
I can't.
Yes, you can! You're killing me, man! You're killing me!
It's a great opening, though.
That's good. That's good.
It's a really great opening, though.
Possibly loading. Nope.
And everybody's
I remember now, I had this problem last year with it being an hour behind, but somehow it corrected itself after like 5 minutes, but it's not happening. So I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. It's definitely still playing Fugitive of the Jatoon, so it looks like I'm going to have to wait till 3:30 for it to play the... It's not your fault, it's just the way it works. Remember how I said at the beginning of the show that I need an extra hour, so that's what it's saying. Well, here, I'm going to give you that extra hour you need now, but that wasn't what I needed.
Now, for those of you still sticking around, thank you for joining us of the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. You're more than welcome to chat. However, we ask that you keep any updates or things spoiler free. Just talk. You can say, "Hey, that was cool" or whatnot, but just make sure you're keeping the update spoiler free down there. Everybody's watching me watch the show. It's just like one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm gonna ask, and like I said, we don't promote pirating, but if you could find something that could help my friends get access to watching the episode now, by all means, put it in the chat. We'll see if it can work, but it has to be legal, please. nothing out of the ordinary. If you're watching it on something.
I've seen other people in the chat having problems saying they're not able to watch too. So I wonder if they're running into the same problem. I know West Coast is not playing simultaneously. So if you're on the West Coast, you are in the same situation that I'm in, where everything's off. Apparently, I'm in the East Coast, but apparently my BBC, for some reason, is on Central Time, so I have to wait an extra hour. Don't know why that happened.
So they're right now showing. We just seen Dan Lewis just show up, and apparently, the occupation that we saw in the trailer is not the occupation he's doing right now.
Well, I'm going to have to try to figure out on my end, see if there's some way I can set it so the BBC recognizes that it's East Coast, because otherwise I'm going to have this problem for all 6 episodes.
I'm just going to restart my entire system and see if that works.
Yeah, go look at getting that. I'm seeing if there's a way there's a setting or something that I don't know about.
Yeah, I'm running it on a separate computer, obviously, but
I feel bad that I'm going to be redoing this review by myself.
Yeah,
because actually, it's saying on my BBC, it's actually not even showing that it's going to stream until 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
7 o'clock is when it's gonna play it.
And I think that's when I could theoretically access it too.
Oh, I see what happened. This is bizarre. It's showing that on mine. It's showing that it's actually playing right now, but some reason it is actually, for some reason, I think what happened is mine is playing the marathon, and it jumped to. It's playing them all in order, but it started when everything started, because right now it says live. But to hold the play, so it looks like I can. It's just that, now it's just so far. I'm just gonna have to watch it later on.
All I can say is Tunnel Bear apparently sucks. All right.
Aww.
Okay. The Hanging With team managed to get the Hanging With show managed to get it up and running, so they're watching it, but he's watching it from his phone like I am. Those of you still on, and you're able to chat. Oh, really? Okay, Nisha's watching it. Damn it, I can't get BBC America to work.
Yeah, that's the same problem I have. Mine's playing an hour behind, so I have to wait an hour. And then what I'm seeing now, it's unless the DVR kicks in, which I don't even know how to use this on Philo. Unless it kicks in, I'm going to have to wait till 7.
Okay, spoiler free. That's interesting. We kind of stole from the Avengers.
No.
We stole something
That's
from
what
the
I was-
Avengers. I'm only going to
Yeah.
say that. I didn't say anything else.
Yeah,
But
but
there was
by
one-
the whole entire trailer, I thought that was an Avengers type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, but it's what you think.
everything descends at one time. She has to save the galaxy from everyone.
Well, no. There was an Avenger. If you watch the Avengers movie,
Yeah,
something
I watched
happened that's Avengery.
it. Really?
I would say
No
that they
plagiarism
kind of
there.
just. I don't want to say stole. I don't want to give them a bad rap, but it was like, okay.
Yeah.
So we're now at a commercial break.
Yay.
Yay.
While everybody tries to figure out what to do.
BBC
All I can see is
America.
I have mine showing that it says Halloween Apocalypse. It has a circle and it has it halfway filled. So I think the DVR is picking it up. Even though I can't see it.
I gotta plug you guys in.
Spinning, spinning, spinning. I think I have it. Yay! I have something.
Well, that's good.
But like I said, once
Yes.
again, for
Yes, I
people who might be having issues, and if this helps at all, I know BBC America, AMC Plus, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I haven't confirmed this, but HBO Max might be playing them now. Or somehow or another, you have the BBC iPlayer. I think it might be on there as well.
Yeah.
That's what I'm finally going through, and I had to like log into a different browser in a private window with a VPN.
I'm glad you got to see it. I'm just gonna wait for the extra hour and then see it. So in that case, I think I'm gonna just jump off because there's no need for people to.
Yeah, go
if
find
you're
your food
able-
and turn off your porch light and all that.
I'm so sorry, Mackenzie.
Hey, it's okay. It is what it is.
Hopefully, it'll be resolved by the next Sunday when we get the reviews for the next show.
Yeah, I have heard that HBO Max, at least from last year, it did not play simultaneously, and everybody had to wait. So I don't know if that's the case with HBO Now and HBO Max.
Okay, Diamond Minecraft says they can't get BBC America to work. I was also able to use a VPN to see BBC One, but then lost it. I'm sorry. And HBO Now has it going on. I don't know about HBO Now. I think it's HBO Max, Melissa. I don't know if there's I don't even watch HBO, period. Sorry. And Alita says HBO Max is only if you have live streaming, I think. Hi, Alita. Don't forget to check out a couple of geeks on their Instagram and on their YouTube and their Facebook page. Thanks, Alita, for that advice.
I've got the trick or treat thing that we saw in the teaser. Is that where you're at, Christian?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then I'm theoretically, if it doesn't cut out here, because this was the whole teaser section, then I'm good. I think I'm good.
Oh, that's fine. I didn't mean to correct. I just want to make sure I was giving you the right info if I had it. I'm sorry. So no, I wasn't correcting it. I just want to make sure you can see it too. Thanks, Alita. Okay, we're back, and we're back with Dan.
Yay! So this is my farewell for now. I'll
I'm
see
sorry.
everybody later.
You can get up, run, and come back, or you can come for the review. It's just going to be a little spoilery at that moment.
Yeah, I don't want to be spoiled. So
I gotcha. Thank you, Mackenzie.
Bye.
Now, most likely, we're probably going to have the Hanging With team back to do the review. All I really don't know what Dan does for a living right now. I don't. I mean, what you saw in the trailers, he was doing one thing and now he's doing another, and I'm just like, what? I don't know if he's like a multi-house guy or won't be able to watch until it posts later. I'm sorry. Yeah, no streaming. They do have it up to Christmas episode on Max, but that's it. Sorry, Melissa. Okay, now we're up to the trailer where we first see Dan Lewis for the very first time. In that trailer that came out, the Halloween trailer. I don't know if you remember seeing that. Yeah. The How Old Are You trailer.
Beat's getting hand soloed.
So handsome.
Okay, I gotta say this. It's far better. It's far better than that little thing from the first episode where the guy is walking around with his salad and tossing it at Tim Shaw. Far better, superior than that. We are, Alita. We're watching it on BBC America right now.
Watch live. I know why all the shots.
It's up to you, Alita. We're not as this episode's going on. We're not going to mention any spoilers until we get to the review part. Hey, Mark. Hey, Nisha, you watching now? Cool. Nice. Okay. I'm only going to say this because we've seen it in the trailers. A certain Star Wars facsimile shows up that we were kind of joking about. Yeah, so far, Mark, it's pretty good, actually. Liverpool is a major city on the northwest of England, just above Wales. And we're back to commercial. That was just weird, Nisha. It's just like, what if he just happens to have that tech? I'm like, it didn't look like it was out of the ordinary for somebody to have that, especially at this day and age. But I don't know.
But he's not.
Yeah, because you see the rest of the house. It's not like, yeah, it looks like
It doesn't look like they should be able to afford that. Like, I shouldn't be able to afford that. That looks like a $5,000 computer. So
I could have sworn it had I got to look back at it again. I could have sworn it had a brand name on it.
probably, but spoilers.
That's why I'm not saying anything anymore. I'm
trying not to either. It's like,
can't say anything.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. This is the first time we're doing something like this, so I am trying to keep it non-spoiler free. And again, if you want to go into the chats and geek out a little bit and tell us how you're feeling, by all means, just please do not put any spoiler stuff that will be deleted.
I'm doing it live with my daughter at the same time in Orlando while I'm doing it with you.
Oh, okay.
I have this little
Cool.
loop going on. Hey guys. I haven't seen anybody for so long.
Yes, I'll let you go, Mom. Love you.
Okay. Let's see. Are we back? I'm watching on AMC live, so I think our timing is a little different.
It might be. I'm watching BBC America.
AMC is live with BBC America. It's the only way I would be able to see it here. Because remember, I'm in Cali and it's not airing here live. So it is BBC America technically. Seems like my commercials are a little bit more than yours.
I have a medical commercial. How about that? If that means anything.
I have a car commercial, Lexus.
Okay.
Are we back? No, not yet.
So what's happened so far? Update us. What's happened so far?
So bim bam boom, fly away. Looked like witches for a brief moment.
Right?
Am I right, Nisha? They did look like witches. Okay. That's all. That's all we can say.
That's all we can say. That's
Spoiling
about
our audience, because when they were holding on, I was just like, "Wait, that's not what I was thinking." And I'm like, "Oh, this is a Halloween special." But if you're watching this, Jim, I'll bring back the Christmas specials, for crying out loud. You could do a couple. Come on.
I'm okay with Halloween, and because it really, it's something that.
No. I want Halloween. I want Christmas. I want New
yeah.
Year's. That's how I'm rolling. I'm just like, give those holidays some due. If you want to do other holidays, good by me. But the big boys, Christmas and Halloween and New Year's, bring them out.
It really started with a bang, though. That I'll say. It was like in your face.
What is the best episode of Doctor Who? The Talons of Wang Chiang. That's me. My favorite is Blink.
Blink.
That's my favorite episode. Jen agrees with you with Blink. Nisha, what's your favorite episode?
The Rings of Arcatan is one of my absolute favorite episodes. Yeah, and then Heaven Bed. So I'm a huge fan.
Dave, what's your favorite episode? To answer Mark's question.
Sorry, what was that?
What's your favorite episode?
I kind of came in at an awkward time, so it's so far I'm enjoying it.
Oh, you're in now. You're watching this.
Yeah, I managed to get in.
Oh,
but
no,
I'm not going to restart the episode, so which I could have done.
We had a question. Mark in the chat. He was asking, "What's your favorite episode?"
Oh, what's my favorite episode?
Yeah. I said the Talons. Nisha said the Rings of Akatan. Jen agreed with Mark. It was Blink.
Blink, absolutely adore it, but.
My favorite episode is the next one because it means I'm still getting to do this show.
Ooh, nicely done.
For the record, that's often my answer when someone asks me what my favorite game is. The next one I play, because it means I'm still doing
All right,
this.
I'm on live. I'm muting.
Okay. Mark says midnight. My brother thinks midnight is the best episode.
Oh, I like that one too.
Oh no.
I miss Rose.
Oh no. It's Halloween, but oh no.
I don't agree with that, Nisha. That little statement. I don't agree with that.
It is.
Apparently, he's not locked one up. So. Of course, they're stupid apes. Dr. Dan says, yeah. Are you my mummy? Blink, silence. Brothers Midnight.
No. Blast.
Oh no, Mark, we're watching. I'm not bored. We're watching the episode. I'm actually very focused on this because it's very intriguing. Yes, Chrissy, I'm always looking bored.
Quick MOT check on my mind.
It's really good.
Earlier. Don't mention it.
Sorry, Nisha, I had to mute your mic because we could hear the audio from whatever you're watching on.
Oh.
Okay, that's what happened.
You think so, Mark? Oh, well, I kind of like Telbent. If you're just joining us, we're doing a watch party. Well, at least 3 of us have finally got it online. Jen's trying her hardest.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I think I just did a subscription for something that I didn't want.
Oh.
I'm on. They don't have season 13 yet. Only you. Only. You know what I like to do? How about a watch party for Let's Roll on AMC and see how that works out?
Oh, no.
After everybody follows suit, we'll make a giant TARDIS.
There you go.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Only the good stuff. Okay.
Right? That was so good. Oh my God, did you see that? That was so good.
That's beautiful.
It's so good. Did you see it, Jodie?
Oh.
I gotta say, with that, I gotta wonder if it's if the other one was a reference to Star Wars or a reference to another episode.
I don't know what's going on. I'm going to say this. What? What are you laughing at? Brother doesn't hate any episode of Doctor Who. He's a better person than I am. You have a brother. There are a few episodes. I wouldn't say I hate. They're not to my go-to. Go, hey Christian, let's watch Doctor Who. I'm like, not that episode. I would definitely go that route. So we're on a commercial break right now, and non-spoiler update, guys. What would you say? I'm actually going to say something that I thought I'd never say at this point. I think Chibnall has learned a little bit. I think or somebody has influenced him, where he's read comments from podcasts going like, oh, that's what I've been doing wrong this whole time. So I have trouble watching Waters of Mars.
Yeah, that's still a very disturbing episode.
It is.
In every way possible. And it is actually in my top episodes. David's just... Oh.
My sister is kissing her boyfriend right now.
Throw something.
That's gross.
You know it's a good episode if it makes
sure it
you
doesn't
jump.
kill them or hurt them, please. You know,
right, Dave? There was a good moment there where you were like, oh. Right? You were like, ah.
I would say I'm very happy with this episode. So far, because there seems to be good characterization. I had my misgivings for Dan, but Dan, at least the writing for the characterization has really impressed me. And now there's a dynamic between Yaz and the Doctor that I kind of appreciate now at this moment.
Which we needed.
We needed. This is why I've argued that the Doctor should have had a solo companion from the very beginning. Because we didn't get this kind of focus. And now we're getting this focus. I'm like, okay.
And we're getting some backstory telling.
We're getting some backstory telling.
Mhm.
And plus, for once in her life, I won't say who, but the thing that she was supposed to be is now coming to its fruition. I.e., remember Melanie Bush was supposed to be a computer expert, and we never saw it in the TV series. We had to wait until Big Finish to see a couple episodes to finally get her computerized skills. Now we're seeing that in...
Okay, we're on.
You're on. Okay. You're on. Somebody's trying to sell me a car. No, Mrs. Bond, I expect you to die. They're having a Bond marathon.
Yeah.
And if you're still in the chats and you can help out, that's gross. Sorry, Mark. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. As it's scrolling down below, youtube.com. We got a few people who just subscribed just recently. We want to thank you for joining us. And stick around for the review segment as soon as we get done here. If anybody can get Jen some help to get her on so she can watch the episode too, please, by all means, give her some advice. We're watching from our different VPNs, and I've got Spectrum, so...
Right. So HBO Max doesn't have it yet, and I just subscribed, and also AMC. They're not playing it yet.
I'm sorry.
So it must be after the fact.
Yeah, at least for this episode, I've managed to get onto BBC iPlayer.
Hey, Jen, I'm watching at AMC Plus. That's exactly what's up live.
AMC Plus.
Just go ahead and go on. Go into an incognito window and sign up that way. That's how.
Because I did AMC and it wasn't.
No, it has to be AMC Plus, and use an incognito window.
Right. Oh wait, hang on.
He's not very nice at all.
But he's so cute.
I just want to insert a quote from Deadpool into all of this scene.
Maybe.
It's important to take your time and just enjoy the view. You have an entire TARDIS there. Why that?
Anyone else back?
Well, the Hang With are watching. I know that. And we're on a commercial break.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have commercials.
I
haven't yet.
I figured everybody else did, so I kept it with commercials. That way we'd kind of be on the same.
Like I said, I'm watching a different feed than the rest of you, and I don't know that I could set it, and I don't know that I'd want to try.
No. It's one of those things. If it's not broken, why are you trying to fix?
Yeah.
Right.
I'll just be happy if I have enough VPN data to finish the episode.
Okay, that was even better. That next part. I'm loving Yaz right now, so I'm loving Yaz anyway, but that, you know.
It's not that. It's finally giving, like I said, that one had 13 star with one companion that we could focus on, and they could focus and get it. I think you would be seeing a better relation. They just gave her way too many companions, and that took the focus off.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't give us a chance to really understand as much as we needed to for her as a character. But like just that alone, just these two scenes, like gave us something to dig into. So I appreciated it very much. Mundup is killing it so far.
And for those of you just joining us,
this person they seem to be setting up as a arc long bad guy is not who sounds like.
I don't. If everybody's saying what that person's saying, I doubt it.
I doubt it too. I really hope not. But I mean, Chibnall's improved. Has he improved enough to not screw that up?
Right.
It's a really like long
I don't want to give him too much credit.
But remember, Jodie's watching with me, and she actually said it from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
She said it from the get-go. So that meant that there was enough tie-in to be able to recognize. You know what I mean?
She ended up saying the dog with a bow on, and then she's talking about the...
You can't say the things, Jodie. They can hear you.
Yeah, there's been like at least...
Spoilers!
From last.
So she's on too with me. She never is, but she is. So I'll let her talk if she wants to. So
gotcha. Is she coming? Is she coming on the show? Lisa? Is she able to come on?
She's on audio, but she's working, so she technically can't come on video. We're multitasking.
That's fine.
We never missed a premiere. Never.
And for those of you just joining us or just stumbled across us, welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. We're doing our actually 4-hour-long predictions, watch party, and review of the episode that is currently right now playing on BBC America, or at least here Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, we're back. I'm back on.
Okay, you're back on. Flux, Doctor Who Flux, the Halloween Apocalypse. Good point.
Mega Maid. No, it's not Mega Maid.
Thank you, Melissa. Appreciate it.
They're throwing everything.
I don't want to spoil it, Melissa, but you're not wrong. Hello, Beowulf. Welcome back, Mark. Yeah, I don't know if 90 minutes for the review is going to be enough there, Beowulf.
I have no idea what that is, but Wurzel Gummidge looks like an interesting show. Random.
I have a stupid question. If they're supposed to be doing what they're supposed to be doing, and there's a match for every one of them, who's Yaz's?
Spoilers.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
All right.
Yeah, they got some new guy playing Worlds of Gummidge now.
I have no idea what that show is, but it looks interesting.
Hello, Azzy-chan. Don't forget to subscribe on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll try to see if I can watch via another means for the next episode.
I'm back. Anybody else done commercial?
No, we're 5 minutes in right now.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm ahead of you. That's why.
Yeah, my credits are done.
Oh, you watched the whole thing already? You're way past. Okay.
I'm way ahead. Yeah, I didn't have commercials, so I'm way ahead now. I'm just happy that I had enough.
I'm an American, and I watch commercials.
Barely enough VPN data to get through the episode.
You can go back to the beginning and watch it.
I theoretically could.
Yeah, I would. The beginning is a huge bang, and it was so much.
It'll actually air later today, so I can actually watch it later. But
it's up to you. We do the review once this ends. So.
It's going to air here for me, but I don't even know where because I'm in temporary housing, so for me, I'm only as good as what I get. But I think I can watch it again.
And for those of you just joining us, I see a lot more people have joined us recently. Thank you. Welcome to Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. We're doing our live watch party. We'll be reviewing after it ends on BBC America. And just to let you know, spoilers, we will be talking about the episode. So if you decide to watch us after and you don't mind being spoiled, you're more than welcome to, or just pause the episode or wait until it comes back on YouTube. You can watch us anytime after the episode premieres, wherever you are.
So just to let everybody know, because I see a lot of people having a tough time. If you just sign on AMC Plus, which is not AMC,
right?
AMC Plus is what I'm watching on, and I'm watching perfectly fine. The only thing is I couldn't use a regular Google Chrome to open it. I had to use an incognito window to wipe out whatever the restriction was. And that's why Jen probably couldn't open it. So I told her, go try that. So if there's someone else, and it's $4.99 a month. I mean, I'm okay with the commercials. So in case anyone else is looking.
It's Mel from Facebook. By the way, this is my YouTube name. Azzy-chan? Really? Hi there. Welcome.
Oh, I love the TARDIS, Christopher. The next one. This TARDIS.
That was a spectacular episode. Yes, I spent most of the time looking at the TARDIS prop, comparing it to mine. All those new doors were fun. Ooh.
Yeah, I hope that's not spoilery, but that's cool. I'm liking that part.
Beowulf, we're reading your comment. I just can't post it just because.
Yeah, we can't. And that's the thing that I was telling you. Jodie asked me within 3 minutes.
Yeah, but if
she was like, "Oh, I think this is it."
But if later, Beowulf, when we do the review, we're going to put a spoiler disclaimer, and you want to talk away, by all means, go ahead. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. Happy Halloween. Blessed. I'm going to get it wrong again. Samhain. I was told that was wrong. I thought the M was a W. It was Mark Muncie who came on earlier and corrected me. So I was just like, okay, fine.
I could be wrong. What do I know?
No, but I want to make sure, I appreciate I try as bad as I am with names, Nisha, I try to get the names right. I try it. But I'll say it 10 times wrong before I get it right. So
how do we say that correctly? I'll put her on it.
I'm sure there are going to be quite a few people in the chats are going to say, Christian, it's said this way. It's said this way. So yes, Beowulf, happy Halloween. Thank you. Beowulf, if I'm not mistaken, you are in the UK. Well, at least in your YouTube. How is the UK with Halloween? I mean, give me like a number on a scale 1 to 10 that they don't celebrate at all. 10, they absolutely celebrate like the US. Where would you say Halloween celebration goes into the UK these days? Which I think is funny that Halloween's so big in our country because the motherland, I would think, would have more of an effect of Halloween. Well, I know they, Blessed Samhain came from. But I would think the homeland would do it. It's like the 4th of July. It's celebrated in Canada. It just seems weird. I'm right, Dave. Yeah. Oh, Mark came back. Mark, 6 to 10, mainly for the kids. Okay. Thank you, Mark. Christopher
And
Chetfield
that's just being
says
cranky. Somebody
7
going
out
to
of
try
10.
to rewind. All right.
Although it's recognized and people have parties, no one goes mental over it. Come to Halloween Horror Nights. I invite you, Christopher, to come to a Halloween Horror Nights. You'll see mental beyond on a scale that it's just. I mean, you could go to some places in the United States and they go, "Oh, hi there, we're back." Literally.
Since you guys are still catching up to me, I'm going to step away for half a second and I'll be right back.
Do what you need to do. Lots of older people use it as an excuse to get drunk. Beowulf, isn't that every holiday? Isn't that practically every holiday this week for? Hello, Canton 4108. Thank you for joining us. Can't wait to meet Claire again. So no spoilers, but what rating would you give this episode? Mark, we're just waiting until the last of us have seen it, and then we're gonna probably in like 5 or 7 minutes we'll probably do a review of it, and we're gonna bring in the Hanging Wish show too. See, I told you, Beowulf. If you're just joining us, welcome. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel below. We're trying to reach 2,000 subscribers, and we're about 3/4 of the way there. You can help us bring us before the end of this year. We're trying to get to 2,000. Thank you for joining us on this watch party. Get to see our reactions. This is the first time we've tried this. You mean she's never heard that before? Wow, okay. It's up to you, Mel. I mean, wherever you feel safe and comfortable, that's totally up to you. I've gone there quite a few times. I only speak for myself. I enjoyed it each and every time. Unfortunately, it was in September, which was hot and muggy and everything. But it's up to you. Wherever you go and whatever you do, play it safe. Think about it before you go. I don't know, Mark. That's a good question. I've actually never used BBC iPlayer, so it's hard to ascertain. That's a good question.
Okay, I finally found it.
Okay, cool.
I know, I can't. Ah!
Jen, I'm going to mute your audio because we can hear what's going on. So I'm sorry.
You're supposed to hear. I know. I'll be talking the entire time.
No. Well, if you can mute it so we can't hear the TV, we're fine. That's all I'm saying.
I love the lighting. I love Doctor Who.
Thanks, Canton.
What's in the dark?
That was a quick bath there, Mark.
Hey, who's this guy? He looks like he's a commercial. Damn it.
Yes, that's exactly how commercials are supposed to work. Who's that and what? Oh.
Okay, I think we're
It
all
looks
back.
like the Land of the Lost, but he's silver.
It's like the Thanos. I was saying it's like a Thanos snap.
It's like a Thanos snap, is what Jodie said. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Shut
Thanos
up!
snap.
I talked completely through a movie. Stop. Give me back. Give me back. Give me back in. Give me back
When I
in.
lived in Spain, I used a smart DSN to get the BBC iPlayer, and I just asked for UK postal code, zip code, and it passed verification. So there you go, Mark.
That's more or less what I did, but I have apparently an absolutely terrible VPN, and I can't seem to get back in now. So,
Oh
no.
It's not one I had to pay for, so whatever. But it just means I can't go back in and theoretically try and watch the part of the episode I missed while I was trying to get it to work the first time.
Did you want me to tell you how it ends? Well,
no, I know how it ends. I just don't know how it started.
Oh, you don't know how to read.
They've already watched the whole thing through, which was good.
Yeah, they have. I couldn't get on. I couldn't because it just kept saying you can't do it forever and a day.
I'm watching a commercial that says I'm worth it.
Don't buy the products.
All right.
Oh.
That hurt.
Do you remember?
No, it didn't. You haven't used them.
This 2 seconds of this last little spot gave me a Pandorica throwback feel, and I'll explain that later.
Okay.
I was like, oh, it was like all these things coming at you at one time.
Yeah.
Well, apparently after this commercial, I'm assuming this is the last segment that's coming out.
Well, how long is the episode technically?
It was supposed to be like 2.
Because like they just keep throwing in something new every 5 minutes.
Yep. She said they keep throwing something new every 5 minutes.
Basically.
But it's not like... Okay, so to make it less spoiler, it's not like they're throwing something new and throwing the trail off.
Right.
They're throwing in something new, and then it kind of
little weedy.
becomes part of the trail.
Right. She said to build it. Yep.
It's building up because there's some episodes I've seen, they throw something in there and like, where was that going? And that's the last time you've seen of it. So I'm going to swear that somebody went up to Chibnall's ear and goes, you know what? We read a lot of what these podcasters were telling us, and here's where you should write. Or at least he's listening to the fans and going like, listen.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my daughter's fiance is now a Whovian. She'd watched Doctor Who in the past, but just caught up with, and is really a huge fan. I'm so happy they love Jodie so much.
I'm busy zooming to look at Mark's books behind him. Sorry. He has an interesting collection of things of Flux. Oh, that's Dave Chapman from the rathole.ca, Christopher. Mark was on earlier. Yes. But he has an interesting collection of Flux titles I haven't seen. Yeah. If you want, I'll expand it out on you while we're wrapping up here. Or at least wrapping up the watching the episode.
Oh, there they are.
There you go, Chris.
There's actually a photo in the things there still. There it is. So that's all but my holiday Flux, which is in my Christmas box. Far from all of the Fluxes, but all the ones that I currently have, minus Voyager Flux, with which one of my writers over at therathole.ca has, because she is going to be reviewing that one for me. And also the two, again, I'm pointing at the photo that I'm behind. There's also a new Enterprise, a pair of booster size ones for the Enterprise that have just been released, just. So those are in the mail. And Wonderland Flux is limited edition. That'll be hard to find very quickly. So if you're a Flux fan, pick that up.
I ordered a whole set myself, so
Nice.
I didn't know what I was getting. So I'm glad I'm getting to see it. Voyager Flux, you're talking about from the they
Star
based
Trek.
it on the. No, I know.
Yeah.
We're talking about the episode too, right? It was based on the.
Well, so it's not the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
The whole season.
Yeah. Sure it was the
Or the whole
season.
series.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was so good though. So good.
Okay, is this character akin to Chewbacca? That's what I'm saying. Chewbacca?
No.
Chewbacca?
All right, I'm back.
Like
That
a
was
cousin or nephew?
Something like that.
Or
He's
the Shaggy
fluffy.
DA?
He's fluffy. I think this is the last. Let's see. Welcome. Hey, we're hey WNG fan. Hey, it's much better than Series 12 and 13. I'm going to answer that question at the end of the service. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. And don't forget to subscribe, everybody, to the YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. How long is this episode with USA commercials? Probably more than an hour. Definitely, Mark. An episode is only 49 minutes. Could be an hour.
That's the end?
I guess I haven't ended yet.
That can't be the end. Okay,
We get 6 episodes, so it could be the end of one episode.
Okay, here's the trailer. Oh, it's don your cosplay. Come celebrate with us.
Are
Dr.
we at the
Flux
gates?
extended encore tonight at 8 p.m.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'm done.
Gates?
So I guess there's some kind of feature on BBC America at 8 o'clock where you can wear your cosplay. I'm not
Hey,
exactly sure.
are we at the gates? Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Are you at the gates yet? Inside the house?
Yes, but you do realize what they did, right?
No.
Okay, just keep. Let's see. Let's see what it's just
Are we
going
going
straight
back?
in. I think it's just going straight in. Is all it is to the old episode. Hold on.
That's Blink.
Yeah, that looks like Blink.
That is Blink. Yeah, because they're having a Doctor Who marathon.
And she rips. Beware.
Yeah, but it makes sense to go straight into that after this, doesn't it?
To an extent, yeah. I mean, they could have picked any episode, but I think that.
Well, they could have chosen a bunch.
Well, that and if they're trying to be a Halloween episode, then yeah, that's
For sure.
Weeping angels.
as we mentioned. So everybody, wow, we got some
No
chats going.
spoilers. Don't tell people what's on the show. I don't know because.
Well, we're at the review part right now,
Are we
so
ready
let me.
for review?
I think so. Leon, I haven't seen you, Leon. It's an hour long.
Yeah.
First episode. Next episode comes out next Sunday. Yeah, it's a continuous storyline over 6 episodes.
Well, They're re-showing it tonight also, 8 p.m.
Yeah, they're re-showing tonight. They're having some kind of special at 8 o'clock. I saw there was just a commercial that just kicked in and says, "Hey, put on your best cosplay." 8 p.m. They're having some kind of extended special. So I'm like, what? I'm waiting till the later broadcast. Rain all week. I finally got the trick or treat up stuff up. Hey, Ramona. Yay. Thank you. Okay.
I have a question.
Yay.
I have a question about the Weeping Angel one.
Yes. Which one?
Okay. Why would you put duck and then all of a sudden the Weeping Angel throws something at you and you don't know that that thing is a Weeping Angel because you think that it's like a statue? All right. Why that? Why that?
I think somebody was warning her from the future.
No, I know, but I love David Tennant. I didn't want him to go anywhere. I just wanted to continue with him. It kind of makes me mad.
Only viewer. I'm literally your only viewer. That? You're welcome. Okay.
This is from a Weeping Angel. They don't know what a Weeping Angel is.
Oh, wow. Someone's from Japan.
Hello, I'm from Japan. I love Doctor Who. I'm so happy to be studying in the UK so I could watch the new season in real time. It was very exciting. Yes. Thank you for joining us. And again, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Information below. If you want to help support the channel, you can send us a super chat. We finally got that goal. So by all means, it's up to you. If you are able to, we'll take super chats to help us improve the production. And as well as if we go places, they'll help us get us to go to conventions near you, as Melanie is in Denver, and I'm sure she's pulling her hair out because I really think she wants to watch this episode. Beowulf, I don't know if the story extends beyond the 6 episodes into the special. I think they're going to keep that in wraps. Who knows on that one? And Leon, I'm going to say that it ends on a cliffhanger. Yeah, it did. It really does end on a cliffhanger. Literally, it does.
Yeah,
literally on a cliffhanger.
Literally, with the TARDIS doors open, it ends on a cliffhanger.
I love that. I loved every second of this.
It was very, very good. So I'm just going to call in and see if the Hanging With team wants to join us to do the review. So hang on one second. And I'm warning people right now, once we get into the review section, it's going to be spoiler alert. And I'll be putting
Jen, were you able to go back to the beginning to be able to see it? Was Jen able to go back from the beginning and see it? Or did
were you able to see all of it, or did you see enough?
Let me see if I'm able to now.
Sure.
Which would be great.
Yeah, I missed the first few seconds because I had to do the same thing, like how Dave had to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let you say right now, folks, for those of you just joining us, we are going to be moving into our review section. And how this works is we will be spoiling. We will be talking about the episode. So I'm just warning you right now. Dave, here it comes. Hang on. Let me find that little clip. Gotta find it. Unbelievable. Oh, there we go. Here we go.
What? Spoilers.
Fantastic.
There are
really
spoilers
need to make
ahead.
More of those.
There will be spoilers ahead. So if you, or for some reason, do not want to discuss it, haven't seen it yet, you can catch this episode after you've watched it. Or if you don't care, like me sometimes. And I've got to make a confession. And I've gotten to the point in my life. And tell me about this, Jen. What do you think? I've gotten to the point where I don't want to actually watch a movie unless I know it's a good movie nowadays. Because if you're going to be in a movie theater for 2 to 2.5 hours, I actually don't mind reading up on it. And if it sounds like it's horrible, I wait for the critics' reviews. I wait to see what's going on, and then I go. There are very few movies that will actually move me to go, yes, this you should see for the very first time. And I think the movie that I've seen just recently is Halloween Kills, because I did want to see that, regardless, good or bad. I wanted to see what was going on there. Absolutely. Spoiler alert, because we will be talking about that. Leon, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And everybody who's joined us, thank you. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers.
Mark.
Only Doctor that wasn't a cliffhanger, was it? You know what? Just for him. Yay, Mark. Yay.
Boo.
A literal cliffhanger. A literal.
You're totally right, but boo.
Where the doctor's really on a cliffhanger there. Canton, I loved at the beginning when the doctor spoke about her voice-activated cuffs that she thought she might have them set up. when she was Scottish. That was cute. That was a cute little thing. Folks, what I'm going to do is hang on a second. I'm just waiting for the hanging with you. I can try on the phone. Send me the studio link. And okay, hang on. Let me send them the link. Dang, I just have to leave for a moment. If you want to continue talking, I'll be right back, and we will start the review right afterwards. So I'll be right back. Stand by, please.
All right. So, well, we'll take that out, and while we wait, I'm just going to show off because I took some time and loaded the.
Okay.
I had pictures. So my pre-Halloween.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
The same outfit I'm wearing now.
You're just on fire.
I'm annoyed because I was not going to be wearing this shirt this year. The shirt that I ordered is somewhere in the mail, and I will probably get it on Monday. But you'll notice I'm wearing roller skates there. And I went off and was running a photo booth at a roller disco. So I set up some spookiness, put on my skates. Some great some people just randomly skating around. Some great costumes. I don't know how this one is just raw from my camera, so it's a little bit funky. All sorts of costume skating.
Cute.
This person took a safety helmet to a bit of an extreme as far as this goes.
Oh, well, there you are.
Shooting the duck. That's what a motorcycle helmet is. For the record, a motorcycle helmet is very actually unsafe if you're doing other things than roller skating.
Correct.
It will mess you up more than it will save you in a lot of cases. So don't do that. But Halloween, different thing. It wasn't wearing it for safety. He was wearing it for costume. So a little bit more there. Yes. Here we go. Yeah.
I've had a great Halloween weekend. I have to say I've had the best Halloween weekend of my life.
It's been an interesting weekend, I gotta say.
But I'm not expecting children at my door anymore. I don't decorate the outside of my house like I used to. My kids are teenagers. But there's no kids on my block anymore. I mean, there's at the very other part, but they just don't come down here. So I end up going to the grocery store. Hey, Andy.
We got Garrett back.
Hello and happy Halloween again, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
Hello.
Nice to see you, Garrett.
It's nice to see you all. Unfortunately, our internet at our house is having trouble. They're installing the train tracks for the new rail from the airport down to South Florida, and about every week so far, they cut our internet lines.
Oh God, are you kidding me?
Is that what Spectrum's doing?
Takes them a couple hours to get it back on. But since it was Halloween, I thought I would come out here in the graveyard and show you all around.
Leon, I wasn't trying to ignore your question, just for the record. Just happened to be when Garrett came on, so we just kind of sidetracked it. So I'm going to come back to this. Leon was asking if any of us had played Lonely Assassins. And Leon, we actually did a whole episode talking to them. I don't know if you go back, Leon. I don't know if you saw it. I played a little bit of it and got sidetracked. I made the mistake of playing it at night prior to bed, and I did not sleep well. If you are into a little bit of creepy, this is the perfect time to be playing that game. I just never got back to it. I had intended on I was screen recording myself playing it with the intention of doing a review on it, and just never, because I don't usually do video game reviews, never actually got back to it. It is definitely a game to play. If you haven't played it, play it. If you have played it, pop in the chat, tell us what you thought of it. But what little I got through of it, I definitely enjoyed it.
I played for about 2 hours. That was it. I haven't had a chance to get back to it.
I want to play it. I just can't. I can't find the time to just sit down and go, I'm going to play.
And that's what it is.
And get pen and paper. This is one of those things you want a pen and paper. You want to be writing stuff down. Think if you've ever been in played a non-physical escape room type game or any sort of mystery game. it's kind of like that in that you want to be taking notes as you're going because every little detail is important. Even if you don't think it's important, it might be important.
No, I was thinking it's like a Clue.
Yeah.
It gives off the vibe with the way you're playing it. But yeah, an escape room. Okay. I don't know that I got far enough to be able to say anything more than that. That's it.
I've played games like that before, and I forgot which. I can't think of the top of my head, but what it was based off of. But I just had to sit there and just
love everyone's outfits.
You just have to find time to do it. And the thing was, when I started playing, Dave, there was a part where the phone rang and it goes, "Answer, don't answer," and I go, I don't answer, and then Osgood comes on. Well, I guess you don't want to.
Yeah,
pissed her off. Yeah. And that was my gameplay for a moment. I hadn't had a chance, and we were trying to see if we could play the game on here, but we're still trying to work out the bugs. I mean, there was what is it? The game that was just released by Maze Theory. We were trying to do that and hook it up with Steam and all that, and it's just been a nightmare trying to hook it up. So,
and I never use Steam. What we need is some people who do we need a Twitch caster who they know how to do this. I don't. I do board games. I do board games for a reason.
I have a friend who's a couple friends. Mackenzie has a few friends who are Twitch casters.
Yeah,
so she can hook that up for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's totally a thing that can be done. I don't do it. So.
Hey, I am so happy to be back on. Have you missed me? It's been 2 months.
Yeah. And you're going to be helping us with our views since it's working in your
It's on a Sunday.
It's on a Sunday in the middle. Yeah.
If the whole world knows I'm 3 hours behind everybody because I'm in LA. So it's been.
So we want to, again, for those of you just joining us, or we just want to let you know Happy Halloween. And I'm going to butcher it, but I just want to let people know that it is appreciated. Blessed Sam Hain. However Mark put it, but please, it's a gesture of gratitude, please. I just take it out of my head, not my heart, for getting the name wrong, and I'm sorry. Thank you, Beowulf. Welcome back there. What we do here for the reviews, and I will put it up one more time there. Let's make it official. Hang on, let me do this. Hold on a second. We are now at the review section of Doctor Who Flux, the Halloween Apocalypse. Here we go.
What? Spoilers.
Fantastic.
And we're going to get into your chat. Oh, where did they go? We're going to get into your chats. Everything that we're going to say is spoiler. And you're more than welcome now to spoil in the chats now that at least it's been released on BBC America. If you haven't watched it or don't care about the spoilers, you're more than welcome to join us. If you do care, check back with us later on this portion, cut it off right here, and then come back and watch the review section. We will be spoiling the heck out of it. Just warning ahead. If you haven't subscribed now, go ahead and do so. YouTube.com, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. How we do this, and please put your post in the comments. We rate this from 1 to 10. 1 TARDIS is being just god awful. 10 TARDIS is being completely wonderful. We're going to start, and since you haven't been here in quite some time, Jen, how would you rate? Just give us a number between 1 and 10. How would you rate this episode of Doctor Who Flux, Chapter 1?
It had so much action with it and kind of leaves us all over the place. I'm going to say an 8.
An 8. Okay.
An 8.
Not bad. Now, of course, what's that?
8.5.
8.5. Okay. So whoever has the lowest score, this is how it works. Whoever has the lowest score is actually going to go first. Dave, how would you rate Doctor Who Flux Chapter 1?
Keeping in mind that I did miss some of it, I think I'm going to give it a 9.
You're going to give it a 9. Okay.
I'm going to give it a 9.
We're getting up there. Nisha, we got an 8.5 and a 9. Where did you rate Doctor Who Flux?
I am actually going to agree and be in the middle at 8.5 or 9. And I never rate that high. So.
Gotcha. Okay. And of course, being the show host, I'm going to wait until the very end. Since we have no commercials, I'm just going to wait until the end of the show to state my claim. So it's kind of a tie between Nisha and Jen. So Nisha, since we got you going first, we're going to have you first.
Sure.
Tell us where I'm going to take the first score, which was 8. Tell us why you rated an 8 and where was it good and where did it just miss the marker?
Are you talking about me or Jen? You're talking
Jen.
about Jen, right?
Jen, yeah.
My name, but then you showed Jen. So I was like,
oh, I'm sorry.
right, exactly. Because I'm like, wait a minute here.
Sorry.
No,
I got to confirm because you both had the right view. And folks, for those of you in the chat, you can more than welcome to put in your comments, give us the number rating and why you rated it the way it did.
I rated it the way that I did because I didn't get to see the whole thing, and I was trying to stream it from different platforms, and it was having, some issues on that. But what I did get to see, I really liked. I thought that the cinematography is great on this. I love the director. I love the way it's being produced. Looking at the lighting of it, the effects of it. When I look at something, it's kind of a technical way of looking at it. But I think the storyline's pretty cool, and I was dead on when I thought it was going to be like Avengers Endgame. So, ta-da! And then all of a sudden, in the middle of all of the destruction of the universe, you have to watch the next one.
Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit concerned that we took in the Thanos snap and expanded it into the Doctor Who multiverse here. That kind of was like, okay, what are you doing here? But I like it, and I don't like we had to borrow.
I don't. I'm still getting used to the Doctor.
Uh-huh.
I have issues with that. I'm hoping she gets more into her skin, and just goes completely method. This is definitely a character you got to go method on. Mm-hmm. You can't just pretend to be a doctor. You can't pretend to be James Bond. You have to encompass the entire character. And when a woman goes into playing a man's part, one of the things I gotta say, I loved Fantasy Island this past year and watching it, because when they did the whole Freaky Friday switch, it's like, yeah, I'm a man, I can walk anywhere and no one's gonna ask me anything. And when you take a woman and put her into a man's position, you have to take that part of it, of what that encompasses. Like, oh, I can walk anywhere, no one's gonna ask me what I'm doing. As a woman, you've got like your kids asking you, you got your animals asking you, you got your husband, where are you going, what are you doing? When you're a man, you can just like walk the world without anything happening.
That's an interesting take there. Beowulf comes up and he rates it an 8. An interesting setup for the upcoming series. So there you go, for the coming series, I should say there. Who rated it a 9? That was you there. That was you, Dave, right? You rated it a 9?
Yeah.
Okay. So Nisha, you rated it an 8. 8.5 as well. 8. Mm-hmm. I'm still jumping around. Might be a little tired. So go ahead. Nisha, tell us what you thought about the episode and why.
I'm happy. You always know when I'm happy because you can see it. I'm like, I'm very, my hands go everywhere. So there were a lot of beautiful moments, synchronous moments for me in terms of being able to extract historical, anywhere from the even 7th Doctor on. There was my brain has been reaching in a little bit. So I was really happy with finally having, like the comment we were having with my daughter, finally having pieces that kind of are creating a roadmap to something, So I'm like, okay, here's a step, and here's another step, and here's another step, and they're moving in a direction. They're not completely diverging or fractionating. So I love that. I always love something there's a lot of activity and action, and I think there was a ton of action in here. There were a ton of just great aha moments, like at least 3 great ones that I like. That very last piece, very last part of the episode, you guys can't hear me, but I'm sure you saw me screaming, going, "Oh my God, I think this is what's happening." So my daughter's getting all that in her ear because I got that moment. And with Doctor Who, I always need to have that because that's the whole point. Right. There's staticness. You can have a static character, and I don't. That's fine. Be a static character, but Doctor Who cannot be. And one of the issues so far with the writing for Jodie is having a staccato character. So the one-off staccato character. I don't believe that the Doctor is a man's role or anybody's role. The Doctor is always supposed to have been in anything role, right? Any character, any a species of alien can be the Doctor. We just needed to give this character the ability to be that thing. So there were a couple moments where I felt that they finally gave some depth to Jodie to be able to be like, okay, now maybe there's a possibility to flesh out that this is the Doctor, not just Jodie as the Doctor. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm going with it. And yes, I have been you guys know I've been watching since the third Doctor, so I do have I have that core inside to be able to know what regeneration is supposed to do to a character. I had a moment where I was like, okay, maybe this is a different way at looking at the regeneration strategy in the mental state of. And I've always felt like Jodie's character was supposed to be one that was having some memory loss. I don't know if you remember me saying that, but I feel like that character, this Doctor, was living in a state of loss of memory or loss of connections to the original character. That there was they were always stayed outside of the original Doctor, and so I got some elements of it in this one. So.
Gotcha.
Yep. That the action, everything, storytelling, the steps, all of it for me is makes a good episode.
Understood. Dave, you gave it a high score, but you did have a disadvantage of the VPN there. You gave it a 9, but that's still a damn high score for what you just saw.
It is.
Talk to me, Goose.
There was I had straight up belly laughs. Like there was just moments that were just like, oh my God, yes, thank you. Constant from what I could see. Again, full disclosure, I did not get to see 100% of this episode. But the moments I saw were all just amazing. They were either setting up for amazing or amazing in and of themselves. They were funny. They were smart funny. They weren't stupid funny. Right. Like it was. Oh, I see what you did there. Kind of moments, but nothing. I think the characters were written better than they have been. The last 2 seasons combined.
Mm-hmm.
This has a feel already. I mean, obviously a bigger, broader thing, but the last season of Capaldi was very similar to this in that it was easily the best season. It had, everything that the last 2 seasons were missing. That last season Capaldi basically had, and we're in the same kind of boat here. The last 2 seasons of what we had, we don't have anymore. Thankfully, like you said, somebody went up to Chibnall and went, "Hey, pay attention here," and I think he did. Or so far after 1 episode, because again we've got 6 of them. But he does have a reputation as well of playing the long game with stuff, and so that this is a perfect format for that for him. Which something that I think fell short previously as well. He kind of tried to do it, but didn't do it as well. He couldn't do it as well. So, but this time you'd say it's set up to his strengths. Okay. I think that's definitely going to be helpful as this moves along. I said I'm going to be watching it again later tonight. Hopefully the whole thing, and
because
the
beginning is going to throw that number down.
Maybe.
Okay. From what you saw, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
I think it won't. Like I said, the episode just kind of kept going like this, right?
Yeah.
So it if I missed this, I'm unlikely to crater again from that. But
no, let me get a few chats in there. First of all, Beowulf says the Doctor needs as well as strangeness and quirkiness gravitas. Jodie can do that when the writing for her is good. I back that statement up 100%. I back it up completely 100%. I'm also going to say if the directing is good, she can absolutely do it. And let me just clarify, because I do want to address what Nisha had mentioned. When I'm growing up, I'm watching it as a bloke, so that's what I'm used to. And that's where the conditions were lie, because it was always a guy. It was a Time Lords, Time Ladies, Time Tots. So that was the 3 different forms of Time Lords in the society. When they were talking and hinting about switching over, I was like, fine, we can go that route, because I was looking at this in a strange sense, and I guess for a better term, a marketing sense, because I've told people I want this show to go beyond me. When I'm, ashes, dead and buried, and I'm gone, I want David Tennant III to be Dr. 23, and this show keep going. That's why I love the uniqueness of the show. And I thought maybe that swapping the genders might be something to look into. The reason why I was convinced is because they hired a woman named Michelle Gomez, who took Missy and blew the heck out of my mind. That not only did she encompass something that was so wonderful as a character that she took on her own, but I could see the Roger Delgados, the previous doctors, the Anthony Ainleys, the guy from the TV movie whose name is Eric Roberts. I could see all those masters being inside her. She took and owned that role and made it hers. So when they were looking into bringing Jodie Whittaker, I thought, okay, you got somebody that's used to it, and then you brought in Chris Chibnall. Well, who's Chris Chibnall? He was the kid that basically verbally backhand John Nathan Turner on a TV show with two writers, Pip and Jane Baker. So I'm thinking they're in the right direction. They've got the right crew. Flash forward to 3 or 4 years ago, not so much. It just kind of dwindled. And the first thing that kind of killed me, and I know Brian will still kick me for every time I mention this, I never liked the idea that Chibnall said, I'm not going into classic area. And I think you did Jodie and the show a disservice, because you ended up bringing them all back. And I said, there's so much of a treasure trove. Not that you have to keep recycling the Daleks and the Cybermen and the Centaurans over and over again, but you have 50 years of classic monsters just begging to be brought back out here. The Candyman, my God, what would the Candyman look like today, and how the Doctor would react? I would love to see Jodie take on the Candyman. But that's just me. So that's why I thought it would work.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Nisha.
We're gonna take this niche out and put the other niche in.
I love that.
Okay, Nisha. Yeah, we'll just leave it. Yeah, just leave it. We get Nisha and Nisha. There we go.
Get rid of the other
Leave
one.
that one.
I don't know what happened.
You fell asleep. We were boring you.
You gotta leave her up there.
That was pretty cool.
I didn't take her out. It just fell out, just for the record.
Yeah.
It's not that I was ever against that they changed the gender, but I'm the KISS thing. Keep it simple, stupid. Why are we doing this? Why are you moving over? Well, we'll take a chance. Now, from that point on, it depends upon where your ideology believes in, because there is an ideology who is pro Jodie but goes a little bit to the extreme. It's like, if you don't appreciate Jodie, then you're all these bad names that go with it. And I'm like, no, there are certain things. One, that Chris Chibnall is running the helm. But if Jodie's making decisions that are not within respect to the Doctor, then yes, I'm going to take it out on the actress, because there is a history. It would be no different than if somebody took on James Bond. If you're going to disavow the history that came before it, then what's the point? It's like you're running for president. You can't just take over. You have to learn from the past, or else you're doomed to screw it up in the future. And that's where I think Chibnall went wrong. I think if this was the first episode of the Jodie run, my God, her ratings would be skyrocketing. You would probably be seeing the David Tennant ratings that were like 13 million in an overnight.
Yeah.
Because this is an episode where I think it was on all cylinders. And sorry, Chris, I'm going to be honest. Your name is in the writing part, but I don't think you wrote this. I really don't. If series 11 and 12 are examples of what you've done in the past, but I'm happy to say, I think you're learning your lesson. I don't think you're there, but I like the direction you're going into. And unfortunately, you only have 5 episodes left. And then we say goodbye to Jodie. And I was like, it was the same thing as you mentioned, Dave, when it came to Capaldi. His finest season was his last. But I think if we started with Rock and Roll Doctor in the first series, where he was just grungy playing the guitar and not so obnoxiously mean to people, I think you would be seeing Peter Capaldi in series 5 and 6 at this point. We probably wouldn't even know Jodie Whittaker at this moment. But that's my opinion. But that's the concern I have. Too little, too late.
Yeah.
With RTD coming back.
Fell to the same problem. It was the writing was not terribly great. Capaldi is brilliant.
Right.
But he only can work with what he has.
Exactly. But when Stephen Moffat is on all 6 cylinders, when he's reading a speech like the Zygon inversion, when you have moments like that, that's where Capaldi hits his mark. But when you have a scene where, like in Thin Ice, where he decides to rescue his Sonicus screwdriver as opposed to the kid, that's when I'm going like, where are you going with this? We're going back to mean, evil 12 that started this. That's why people weren't getting, feeling well about it. The same way that the 6th Doctor started off as mean, and they're like, well, what is this Doctor? But they didn't realize, the audience, they were supposed to grow on you. They were supposed to change over time. But I think the audience has now been so accustomed to what has come in the past that if you start kind of rewriting it or altering it or disavowing it, that's your poison right there. So I said a lot. If anybody wants to, I think
you're dead on.
So it's nothing against Jodie, but I would love to go behind the scenes. Okay, what did you guys do to put this together? First of all, Jodie should have one companion focused on her so that the audience, who were very uncomfortable or at least on the razor's edge about having their first female Doctor, could focus on her and focus on the one companion. Now I'm seeing the relationship between Yaz and the Doctor. Finally, instead of shipping them out, they're actually having an argument, and it's a legit argument that Yaz is having. The police, the reason why she was a police officer is now coming to play, whereas Melanie Bush was supposed to be a computer expert, and then she became the Doctor's personal training assistant. It wasn't until Big Finish that we got to see Melanie Bush finally fruition, and she became a better character. Now we're seeing Yaz, and now she's using her police tactics. Where was it for the last 2 seasons? So I think what's that?
I was gonna say that's okay. We just have to go where we are right now.
I know. I just but could it be too little, too late? Because I've lost people that I know because of certain things. I lost a lot of people at Orphan 55. They just know. We'll wait until Chibnall's gone.
But you know what? We've also gained a lot of new viewers. I know that's hard to believe, but it's actually true. In my life alone, I have quite a few people we brought along, and with Jodie being their first Doctor, they're absolutely enamored. So you have to be able to look at it from tons of different perspectives, cultural and perspectives as well. I talk again. We've been watching. You and I have been watching forever. So I'm not the typical viewer who should have been sitting here and watching this show for 40 years of my life, right? I'm not that typical person. I just did because I'm a massive sci-fi fan and I love the Doctor. That's not a character I should have connected to whatsoever. I wrote an entire research article on it. I just got to share it with you. And it made no sense for a 15-year-old Indian girl at all growing up in New York,
Well, why not?
Because it really is not, and that's what you need to understand. Every fan that's going to watch this show is watching because they're connecting to something. They're connecting to something, an element of that storytelling, of the possibility of that storytelling. So for me to be able to connect to Pertwee, how did that make any sense? Because that was not, it didn't make sense in the culture that I knew as I was growing up at 14 or 15 years of age. So when you're looking at the Doctor now, the storytelling has to allow, not just for the fans who are here now, but you have to allow for the fandom to grow and to be able to have backstories that really, really, really dive deeply into understanding the potential of what the Doctor can bring to the fandom, not just what the Doctor has already brought to the fandom. And then the biggest part of that story is knowing how to connect all of that. That's some dang hard stuff to get done. I'm just saying, it's really
I'm like, the best interpretation I put this is like the president of the United States. You're not going to appease 100 million people. You're going to make one decision, and half this people are going to be mad. And what are you going to do? So one or two things are always floating in my. It's not an episode of the Traveling TARDIS without a cat. There we go.
I know I haven't had my cat.
J-Mog has just fulfill that obligation to bring her cat on.
Like, I just watched.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh, how can I? Hello.
Wish I had one to bring. I don't have one right now.
I have
Mine will
them.
not get into this room.
I don't know which one is which because they're all fat.
Look, I watched this episode and all I was telling Jodie the whole time, which you guys didn't hear me because he was. I feel like I'm watching Doctor Who. I feel like I'm watching Doctor Who.
I think we're getting back to the basics, but we're 2 seasons a little bit possibly too late, and it's just like I feel bad. Now the thing is, going about what you said, Nisha, I should not be relating the show either. I'm an Asian male. How did I find somebody like Tom Baker, a curly-haired guy? But yes, it is the connection. He doesn't look like me, and I don't expect anybody to look at me. I don't look like Christopher Reeve. I don't look like Linda Carter. Wish I did, or Christopher Reeve.
I wish you did.
I wish I did too. Me too. So there. But I found a relation in Superman. I found a relation in Wonder Woman. She wasn't my gender, but she represented the principles that I believed in. It was fun. And probably I was growing up too fast. That might have been a little bit on the rise and why I like Linda Carter as far as Leela is concerned. But that's another story. But here was a guy. I meant, hi.
You keep talking. It's just adorable.
Here was the guy, because I could relate to the Doctor because he was quick-witted. He used his brain. And I kind of thought those were characteristics I pulled in. That's why I couldn't get into like Marvel or DC or Transformers or stuff. I love the Transformers, but here's a show that kept going on that was on PBS that all the kids laughed at. She'll be back.
You're mussing things around and disconnected a wire. Here we go.
And
maybe
he didn't look like me. She didn't look like me. It was something about them that reached into my character. And I don't think people, I don't need an Asian character to relate to. I just need somebody who can relate to me, that I can speak of. And it doesn't matter, there's so many characters in the Marvel and the DC universe. I can relate to. I'll find somebody if it's something that relates to me. But it took Doctor Who on a PBS station with a guy in a TARDIS to relate to. Why? Because I love being witty and I love using my brain as opposed to my brawn. And I love trying to help people. So
same for me as what I'm trying. I think we're saying is the exact thing, because we connected because of the possibility of that connection and the ability to see outside of the expectation of only connecting to something that you could see from the outside. Mm-hmm. Like I totally connected to Pertwee. It's like still remains one of my absolute favorite doctors ever, because Pertwee didn't have the power of the TARDIS, because it made sense to me to not have that. And it's what, and honestly, the unit is what drove me to science. It is. It's what.
If you can find things that you can relate to, I just think it doesn't necessarily need to be a physical feature. I think it's more of a mentality and a theology feature. I don't need an entire movie of Asians to be there. I need something that I can relate to. I can relate to Tom Baker. He was fun. Perfect. He was great. That was me. And it didn't change anything, as the next guy came in. Now, did I hate Peter Davison? Yes. He took away my doctor. But I could learn to live with the fact that there were other doctors after I found out. And it was just like, okay, whatever. And as the series moved on, I was starting to like it. I still loved Colin Baker. What does that say about me, though?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, into the chats. Here we go. Christopher Chatfield. I love the scenes with Dr. Yaz and Dan at the TARDIS stores in space. The effects that were excellent. The reference to Nitro 9, at the beginning. Yeah. Yep. And the dialogue with the characters was very well realized. I was always feel the, I can't say that. Sorry. Ancillary. If anybody wants to. Ancillary. Thank you. Performances make or break a story. If the performances are real, it translates to everything. And sorry, Davies books before I meant very good. 8 out of 10. Not a worry there. Thanks, Christopher. The thing is that I enjoyed it. You mentioned Nitro 9, Christopher. The thing is, Chibnall, you can embrace the past. That's why I think RTD and Moffat were successful. Yeah. Again, and I've said this before, you can bring in the Daleks, with the Weeping Angels. You can bring in the Cybermen with the Ood. You can bring in the the Centaurans with the Vashta Narada. You can bring them in. You can mix it up. And you don't have to disavow the past, but that's where I think you put a stake into it with Series 1. Tim Shaw. Beowulf says the Doctor is an outsider, eccentric, smart, charming, and deep down kind. Yes. No argument there. Absolutely no argument there.
And that's exactly why I think in the long run we connect. So it doesn't matter. I love Jodie's Doctor a lot of it for that reason. Exactly what you said there, Beowulf. 100%.
You know, for as far as what you were saying about, you know, the absolutely nothing old coming back in, I agree. There definitely needed to be some extra connection there, but at the same time, I was quite happy to have some time without Daleks, because not that, and that's nothing against the Daleks, just it's the only other thing anyone thinks of besides Tom Baker's scarf.
Well, they keep bringing Jen. Tell me if I'm wrong. They keep bringing the Daleks back. One thing he was mentioning, he didn't want to go back to classic. What he kept Dalek every New Year's, and I'm like, okay, there's nothing else. Because if I Google now Doctor Who monsters of classic series, I can probably bring up 50 monsters that are just sitting there. And representation, when they were, when people say we need representation for the Doctor, I said, we did have the Ronnie, we did have Romana, we did have Chancellor Flavia, we did have Leela, who's somewhere stuck on Gallifrey that we know of. Sorry. Where's their representation? Where's their story? When do we get to expand on them? Mm-hmm. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Doctor has to change her the gender. We had representation. It was good stuff, and it's sitting around somewhere on BBC and on Big Finish Audio. Bring them back. God, I would love to see. I mean, people have been saying give Romana her own spinoff. What was she doing after the Time War? What generation is she on? Juliet Landau, who does the Big Finish, brilliant third Romana.
What are you thinking about Claire's character? Who do you think Claire is? Speaking of that, who do you think Claire is?
That's a good question.
Interesting enough, Claire reminded me of Martha and the tie scene. Remember where the Doctor walks right in front of Martha and takes off the tie and says, "Here you go."
There you go.
So we know that Claire is a previous companion.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow. Mm-hmm. And if Chibnall's on the right spot, I'm hoping a wonderful device for the Doctor to use.
Yeah.
But we also know that the Ravagers are here. Mm-hmm. And if anybody's heard the Big Finish Audio, the Ravagers, which everybody seems to be alluding, I don't know why anybody's not calling it out. But if they're the same Ravagers that the Ninth Doctor had fought off, I understand why this story is leading into where it's going, because the Ravagers could manipulate time and locations. So I'm like, this works. Yeah. This absolutely works. So, and I still have my misgivings about the Timeless Children, but we'll see what happens in the next 5 episodes, which they said they were going to go back to.
I see it out for them to be able to explain that really, really, really easily, based on what they just did with Jodie's flash. That flash that you saw happen. That flash where, you know what I'm talking about, right? When they were, she met that other character, our silver character. I can't think. Did they say the name? Because I don't even remember.
They didn't Dan's say girlfriend? The name, but it's the silver one, and then there's
the silver dude from the beginning.
Oh, silver dude. I'm sorry.
Did we get a name?
If anybody knows the name, put it in the chats. Go for it.
I don't.
Our brains are still fried from this episode.
I think maybe they said it. They said it at the beginning. It went so quickly. I honestly didn't hear that character name. But everyone heard it. Great.
They will. And Christopher say that they have agreements to use but does that mean they have to use the Daleks every year, or is it that they have permission to use them every year? Okay, Daniel comes in. Hey, Daniel. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. No names of it. Okay, I guess no names on there. Mark Robinson, not sure, but I think the Daleks have a license. Yeah, because of the Nation Estate. BBC don't owe them. just have to use it. There's such a wealth of history in the classic Big Finish novels, comics to pull from. Yes, that's my argument to Chibnall. I would walk in with CDs of Big Finish, throw them on his desk, and go, pick one.
Yeah.
There's this thing called the Eighth Doctor, who needs really a backstory that we've lost. Had to go to Big Finish then there. There were so many threads set up in this episode. Swarm is his name. Swarm is his name. Okay, thank you.
So look up the history of Swarm. Any possibility of a connection? I have my thoughts on this. I mean, again, there's a lot of Doctor Who in my brain, so sometimes I can't filter it. But it's just, the thing I said about the Pandorica moment was like, there's a moment with Pandorica where everything is coming to a head and every character's every alien race and species is coming in from different angles because they are all converged to say we have to stop the Doctor in this moment. Right. The most dangerous being in all of existence. If not, we're going to wipe out everything, including time in the past and time in the future. So those moments flashed in my brain as I was thinking about what this Flux is about, that moment. And I was like, okay, we're seeing all of these characters and races come in and have these, with these mentalities of we have something. But do we know that they're all in the same timeline? We don't know that at all. We don't know when the convergence moment is. So it gave me like that flashback, like, ooh, what is the convergence moment that we're leading to? So, and I don't know why, but it gives me a thought that they can address the timeless child in that moment. But
well, how many times has the 11th Doctor rebooted the universe? I mean, he rebooted with the Pandorica. He rebooted it because time was in flux because he was supposed to die. Right. And then all of a sudden, all the time converged into one area. So, like, so we're having to go better than that in this series. I'm sorry. I liked it. If there was no such thing as a Thanos snap, I would have accepted it. But I'm now sitting there. Okay, well, now we've all Thanos snapped the universe. And
but we Thanos snapped the universe before the movies. I mean, correct. So it's not like this was like something that's new to the Doctor Who element or dynamic of it.
No, but it's been. I always think it's going to be an Avengers thing. I think of the relation, especially people who have not seen the series, and then people who are coming in at series 13 for the first time and see this. There's no way they're not going to get out of that comparison. It's just not going to happen.
I mean, Jodie got it right away, so
Yeah. No, but I meant she's seen the series. I meant somebody who is not who has never seen it. Like the way they have to see this is that in a marketing wise, they have to go into every episode as if it's somebody's first time because they want to attract people.
I agree.
And if they see that, then the first thing on my mind, Thanos snap. I'm not even a big Marvel fan, and I knew about the Thanos snap.
Yeah,
I haven't even seen Endgame in its entirety. I knew about it, but I was just like, well, if I was that would be my first impression about that. Mark Robinson, I heard Chibnall didn't allow Jodie to do research of Classic Who because he wanted to control how the Doctor would act. And I've heard of that rumor too. And I don't know if this was a decision on both Jodie and Chris's decision. I still am trying to find out because I've heard that this is not a rumor. This is true because they were trying to get away from Classic Who, or at least anything that came before in Series 11, which I think was the downfall of Series 11, amongst other things. But again, it's one of those things that was proven if you don't learn from the past, it's going to come back and bite you in the adipose. Anyway, Christopher Chatfield.
What were your favorite, like totally 100% favorite moments from this episode, though? Like there was something that jumped out at everybody, right?
Well, there's several things that literally jumped out at you, but
there was no one moment that actually encompassed. It was several little moments that led to another moment that led to another moment. And that was a different case, and it's been done in previous Who. It's been done in Classic Who, where a moment came in, and then another moment came in, and then another moment came in, and then they find out here, you start seeing the wires come together.
Yeah.
So was there a big moment? But no, that works for me too. If there are these small little moments that come out and hit me, because it's keeping my interest.
Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot.
It's keeping me my attention. There are been stories where it keeps interest and it still keeps on the one plot line. Chewbacca, that's what everybody calls.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jen's right. I can't get out of it. This came from another department, but if so many movies and so many TV series have come out, where's the direction to go? I guess we're going to have to see that Chewbacca saves lives. I do think that was an interesting twist, and I'll give Chibnall credit of the Chewbacca is actually not invading Earth, saving Earth. That was an interesting twist. That's where I'm going, okay, you've stopped becoming a soap opera writer, and now you're starting to write sci-fi. Thank you. That's what I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
It's fine. Christopher, 100% right. And Beowulf says, from the radio times, and perhaps most importantly, we also meet a villain called Swarm, Sam Spurl, who claims to have been locked in combat with the Doctor. Okay. That's going to be an interesting take to see what happens. If for anything else, this episode really cancels out my depression of the last 2 seasons, to where this has gone weird, this has gone wacky, this has gone off the rails. I don't know what the heck you're doing. Why do we have 3 companions? This has finally said, okay, I'm interested now. You've got me interested in the next 5 episodes. But it's still Chibnall at the helm, Jen.
Poly, yeah, so we have poly companions, right? Is that where we're at now?
Well, I mean, it's just we have. It's still Chibnall at the helm. So I walked in here with low expectations, going, "Oh God, Chibnall, what do you got?" Blown away, and I'm still going to walk into the next episode with low expectations. But I like where I'm going with this. I see where you're going with this, Chris. But let's see if you can do better.
Yeah.
Best things, interactions with the Doctor and Yaz, the bad guy intro. Yep. I did like the bad guy intro. Dan's intro. Yeah, Dan is showing very much. I'm liking him. He's become my new Graham. And the Vinda watching the Flux. Yeah. I was kind of concerned about where Dan was going to lie, and I said, wait, we're throwing in another companion where you can just... But Dan works because he's an outsider coming in. So far.
That's okay. Yeah, that's good.
So far. Christopher, yes, but the Daleks only have to appear in one scene in a story. Do what they did with Alfred Hitchcock. Make him part of a magazine cover or something. It's just... You don't have to use them all the time. So now the Doctor Who crossovers with Spaceballs. Yes. That happened in Orphan 55. You remember that? Mark?
And that was one of my favorite parts.
That's
quite
already,
frankly.
yeah. That's what the biggest criticism was like. What is that? Who is that? That's Barf.
Yeah. And that, when they brought out the worm, the Doritos bag.
Yeah.
I that's what I said. Maybe they weren't riffing on Star Wars. Maybe they were riffing on Orphan 55. They've already pulled that bit. Maybe the dog thing. They're going. This sucked. We're gonna reboot the dog.
Yeah, I just.
I hope not, because I like that
Loyal.
old school dog.
Loyal.
It worked, but it worked. At least maybe with the reference to with the bag, I was like, yeah, bag of Doritos. But if the dog aliens are like space Saint Bernards coming to save humanity, yeah, that's the best way to put it. Trimmed early. Hey, 5 at best. Way too much mystery. It was a jigsaw puzzle without a picture on the box. I get what you're saying there. I get what Tim's saying. I may not agree with it, Tim, because I understood what they were doing. They were doing was I'm putting it this way. They took the box away, they threw the puzzle down, and then they started putting the puzzle a little bit together.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you started seeing what was happening, you were kind of like, do I want to stay to see the full puzzle assembled?
Yeah.
And that worked for me. I get what you're saying, Tim. I truly appreciate it. Yeah, there were a lot of little things So, I mean, it could go either way, whether you're kind of just thrown off because there's so much stuff going on that you can't focus, or you appreciate that the puzzle is starting to be assembled, and I think that's what they were trying to aim for, and it was fine.
What?
Yeah, speaking of throwing back to earlier things.
Oh, okay. Mark, I'm not going to post that. Mark,
throw a pillow at him. Just throw a pillow at him, Mark.
Yeah, well, just leave the room, Mark. What a weirdo. Yes, I get it. No, I can't put that on the chat. Sorry, Mark.
No, you cannot.
The doctor of the dog, I wonder why it had a strong northern accent. Yeah, me too, Chris. Everybody in the universe
a lot of
British
planets have a north.
Is that part of the TARDIS language translation thing? We're beginning to think that the TARDIS translates British from every language in the known universe.
Yep, pretty much.
Just like the universal translator for Star Trek. So I don't know. Beowulf continues. He says, many classic Who stories where four-parters, usually the first two, are really confusing. What was part of the mystery and the fun of the resolution of the story? Well, I don't think anybody could see like Trial of a Time Lord. Nobody in their right mind would have thought the Valyard was the Doctor. Sorry for spoilers for people who haven't seen classic. Sorry, that's a 30-year spoilers right there. But like that. That was something that nobody saw, but everybody was trying to figure out, why is this Valyard trying to kill the Doctor in the first place? But we finally get it going that way, and my sister is fine with it. Mark, I don't know how old you are, but it's Halloween, dude. Sorry. I think that's the case there.
Yeah,
some magical things happen on Halloween. There is a story where the Doctor doesn't just change gender, but changes species. And I think it was a dog in Tennant's clothing. There was a mention. There was a mention in, I think, what was it? The sequel to the New Earth with the cat ladies, with the cat nurses.
Yep.
Unless you saw, it was one of those Doctor Who lockdowns, Dave. I don't know if you saw them all.
New Earth.
No.
Yeah, it was a New Earth, and the sister who was the antagonist in the New Earth was dying, and the 10th Doctor comes back. I forgot the story a little bit, but I remember she mentions that the Doctor could change species. It was thrown in there. I don't know. We'll see it there. Sorry, Mark. I see your comment. She can be so mean. I'm sorry. Sorry, dude. I had a sibling for a very short time, and I can understand your plight there. Sorry. So we still have time. Does anybody else want to mention anything about this episode?
Wait for next week.
Sorry.
Oh, I know. I can't wait at all. It's going to be amazing. I was just wondering about the subtle changes in the TARDIS that you were seeing. And what is your? The changing of the doors, like the door moving. I kind of really dig that. Where are you thinking that originates from?
Well, that originates. Well, I meant that can originate from anywhere. That was the TARDIS dying on Trenzalore.
Mm-hmm.
I meant what they're trying to establish, I'm thinking, is that the TARDIS has always been kind of a safe space for the Doctor and the companions. Mm-hmm. And at some point, you have to take out that safe space every once in a while to raise the stakes, because the Doctor can't always hide in the TARDIS. And there have been some great stories, like my favorite one, The Big Finish, The Holy Terror, where the TARDIS is not the safe space. In fact, it's another room as far as it's concerned. The Reapers from Father's Day, when the TARDIS became an actual police box for a brief moment because time was being screwed up thanks to Rose saving her dad. So when those elements came in there, I understand, especially if the Ravagers are in here, and now I can understand that. But
I think the TARDIS changed because Chibnall screwed it up.
Thank you, Beowulf. Thank you, Nursing. The TARDIS, the Doctor screwed it up.
Yeah, Chibnall screwed it up. That's why I think I think happened there.
Why was the TARDIS malfunctioning so badly? What was that goo?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think those are things that Chibnall is just throwing in there, but I hope he doesn't pull a Moffat where he's just leaving things to throw in there, but never really follows up, which actually is something that actually Chibnall might be able to pull off, seeing that he did that in what was it, Broadchurch? So,
do you think that the TARDIS that they walk back into is the one that they walked out of in the first place?
That's a good question. Turning to the center of the TARDIS. That's a good question.
My thought is no. My thought is
it's a possibility, especially if the TARDIS is about to be destroyed.
No.
It could be another TARDIS.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. In the Doctor Who.
It makes sense in that moment of what Claire is saying
Mhm.
about like, oh, maybe in the future, maybe in the whatever. And then she's like, I have to go, and that urgency if I have to go, and then the next thing they're walking back into a TARDIS, and like to me that I could be wrong. I just feel like it's not the same TARDIS, and time has shifted. So I mean, we are in flux, right? So,
yeah, definite possibility. Actually,
I love that.
What about your theories of what's going to happen next? I did my rating and my theory on what could happen in the story. I don't know. As we mentioned, there's so many complex things that are going on. It's hard to pinpoint down. It's just like an explosion. Yeah. It's like something exploding, and you're told you have to grab everything. Pull it back in. No, it's hard to explain, or at least for my sake here. And just to let you know, folks, our good buddy and co-host, hang on a second, just trying to take one of these banners down to show you. Our friend Kevo Reese, who does Husbands Talking More or Less podcast, he was very kind enough to make our next thumbnail, which will be taking place next Sunday. We'll be just keep an eye out for times in your location. I know daylight saving time also will alter things by an hour in our area, so just keep an eye out on your YouTube channel, on your Facebook page, when that episode will be coming out. And I can't wait to have an extra hour of sleep next week. That's all I can say.
I know, me too.
Exactly.
Oh, that's perfect. Beowulf said it exactly touched on the same thing about the division.
Yes.
Yeah, what did you think about that?
I actually didn't. I think it's just another device we're going to have to find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's too much going on right now before we get... Once we start seeing the threads getting pulled in together, I'll make some determinations. But I'm with you, Chip. No, I will ride this roller coaster, see how it ends. Let's see if it went. So far, love that we went up, and I love the first drop. Love it. So, yeah, for everybody who's been waiting, I'm going to give it an 8 as well. From the story of the event. So I'm going to hang in there, but let's see.
Nice.
I'm giving way too much.
That's unusual for you.
For Chibnall story, yes. I liked it. But like I said, this is a start of something. How many stories or TV shows or plots have you seen where it had a great start, Lost, and then went completely off the rails? Because they just didn't know how to end it. But it got your focus in. It got a great story. It got some good characters. It got me focused. So, yes, I am very interested in Series 13. I just need to see where he's going with it. Christopher, when they came up with the TARDIS doors, it reminded me of the scene where the Docs 2 and Jamie, I think he's talking about the two doctors, and Vickery came out of the TARDIS doors after it landed on the side in the Ice Warrior story. I'm sorry. At the beginning. Yeah, we also know, and I doubt that this is actually. We also know that the TARDIS has more than one console. That was proven in the 4th Doctor series.
Also true.
So I don't know if they ended up in another room. That'll be way off the scale, but it's a possibility. Like I said, there's too much in here to start telling you where I'm going. I like the direction, but let's see where this roller coaster goes, or if it derails there. Yeah, I know what you meant. Sorry, it took a while there. The division, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things here that potentially will hopefully make this a good 6-episode run. Whether that happens, that's another story. Oh,
we can only hope. We can only hope
we
since
can
the
only
universe is under attack.
Yes.
I love that the universe is under attack and the Sontarans are there.
And I was about to say, so I'm glad you brought them up. They look nothing like Strax.
No,
these are classic. These are Fourth Doctor Sontarans, which were nastier looking, and they did a good job about bringing up the nastiness out there. So
they look disgusting.
They look absolutely disgusting.
I love it.
If you just happen to be at Fan Expo Denver, go see our friend Melanie Dean at booth 348A. Don't forget the Traveling TARDIS is there. I miss it dearly. Tell her to bring it back or she doesn't come back from Denver. That's all I'm saying at the Colorado Convention Center. Today's the last day. I don't know. I think they close in about 3 or 4 hours at this point. I think they close 5 or something like that. But make sure you go out and see her at the Traveling TARDIS. And we get your picture. We're going to put it on the Facebook page out there. And don't forget, this coming December the 1st, yep, I'm joining in the bandwagon with Petco and Walmart. December the 1st, we start the 25 days of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, where we convert it into Christmas stuff. Yay! Today's the last day that we are doing the 31 days of Halloween. So if you haven't checked it out, please do so. Let me just give you some ideas, or some images, I should say, of pictures that we took in our time recently. This is from Halloween Horror Nights. Had some great stuff out there. And this is probably the last night of Halloween Horror Nights if you haven't gone out there. So go ahead and check it out. Really had some great pictures out there. I've actually put them on the Halloween Horror Nights website, the Facebook page, and they really enjoyed it. Also, the premiere and the first year of the Holoscream over at SeaWorld. This was their premiere year. Had some great stuff to showcase out there. All this is on the Traveling TARDIS. You can check out the albums for yourself. Some of the images are a little bit more gory than I expected. And I had to tone it down a little bit or get rid of the pictures. That's one of my favorite pictures. That's actually the stage over. They did some kind of musical that was based on Jack the Ripper. It was a very interesting story because they used current day music and hip hop.
Jukebox musical.
Yeah, and the ending was just weird. That's all I can say. It was a really great show. Now, I'm being biased because the woman who did the costuming, gosh, she's gonna kill me. Kyla Swanberg. She's with
yeah.
She's with Cause. Can't think of the
Effects?
Cause Effects. Thank you. She did the costuming for that show, and it was just wonderful. I love the show because while you're going in and sitting down, the characters are actually interacting with you in the audience.
Oh, I want it.
So you don't even know if the show even started as of yet. And there was the Siren storyline that took place. I really think, and I'm not kidding, I really think that the scare actors at the theme parks know about the Traveling TARDIS, and they just start posing.
Oh, they have to by this point.
She's just like right there. That was just a gorgeous shot of her going, giving a mean, and her too. The other Siren in there, just being mean about it, and I was just playing with filters and stuff. But I think these scare actors now, where I used to beg them to go, please, take a picture of this. Now they're like asking and they're like posing for it. It's just like, I love it. I love it a lot that they're becoming part of the legend. Christopher Sheffield, isn't Dan Starkey, who played Strax, making an appearance in the series? Not a Strax, but I think another Sontaran. I read that recently. I don't know. I have to check I have to check with that. Mark says, I'll be fine with the sisters. Okay.
Leave it.
Yeah. Mark, just be careful. I mean, let them do their thing. I would just ignore them. Do your thing. Check us out. Watch our show. Check out Doctor Who by all means there. I know we said we were going to try to reach 5 o'clock and it's about 12 minutes short, but you know what? If you guys want to end early, or if you guys in the chats, if you got something to say, please do so. But let me give a chance and a shout out, first of all, to our friends over at the Hanging With show who sponsor our audio playlist, our audio show. And you can download and listen on iHeartRadio, Scifi.Radio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, CBSRadio.com, Spreaker, and Player FM. Don't forget to subscribe over there at the HWWF Web TV Media. They're such cool people. They have a lot of content going on over there. We kind of have the Doctor Who stuff going here, but yeah, you want to check out their content. It's really awesome. Plus, if you haven't bought that special someone, is somebody typing? Because I can hear it on the microphone. I just want to make sure. No, that's okay. But on for exclusively for our members, TARDIS 25, use that as your discount code at the Wizard World Vault, wizardworld.com. Use TARDIS 25 to get 25% all off your purchase. And use that code. Use it. This is the time of year that's coming up, so please check that out. Also, coming up shortly, I know we weren't going to do the commercials, but let's mention Doctor Who-worldsapart.com. The only reason why I mention that is you can go over there, tell them the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS sent you, and you can sign up every day, log in, and you get 10 Pandex, and you can use that towards cards you can play for free. You don't need to purchase anything, but if you want the good stuff, might have to put a little bit of that in. And they have some really good stuff to purchase, like Nisha, who got 7 legendary cards, and we're going to kill her for that one.
I haven't
as soon as we go live on that, we're going to.
I haven't even unpacked my last two sets of cards. I don't even know what else I have in there.
Oh well, the fat Viking was kind enough to bring up our stuff. Don't also forget to check out Nisha on Diversely Geek on her YouTube channel or Facebook page. Diversely Geek, just type it in, you can find it. It's going to be awesome. Don't forget to go check out the rathole.ca/who for all your gaming. And I believe Dave is going to be doing another special episode, if I'm not mistaken, around Christmas about gaming.
Yep, I've got because I got a thing here. I can put it up. I'm going to be interviewing Jeff Stormer from Party of One podcast, award-winning, amazing podcaster, does a lot of stuff with indie role-playing games. So I get to sit down with him on the 29th of November, and we will have a Christmas giveaway. So we're giving away at least a package with at least 2 indie RPGs in there, possibly more. We're still working on exactly how much that will be. And you will see, this was the announcement of it happening. But that information is going to start trickling out basically starting tomorrow. There's only so far in ahead we can program certain things. Thank you, rules of StreamYard and rules of Facebook and whatnot, link wise. But yeah, I'm excited to do that. He's such an amazing human being. And we're going to have a lot of fun time talking about basically games that I don't do. Which is very much why I wanted to talk to him, because he does a very different style of gaming on his podcast. So I'm really excited to sit down with him.
Hey, also news, and Dave, because I messaged you, Dave. I'm waiting for you to call me back. But we're also going to be starting our newest live show series coming up this month. Yay! Yep. So
I somehow missed that.
It's okay. You're already slated in to be one of our guests. Christian slated in to be in there. I think it's okay. I'll tell you guys when we're starting. But it's we have 2 new live shows that are coming up, and there's a whole segment that we'll be doing here with the TARDIS about the psyche and the psychology of Doctor Who, which I'll be doing with Mackenzie, right, Christian?
I believe so.
Doing like 20, I think it'll just be 20-minute episodes, so you'll have to be able to catch it. It'll only be exclusive on YouTube, right, when we do them? Isn't that what you said?
So far, yes. I believe that's only going to be exclusively on YouTube when you start doing that there. We're going to be we'll work out the details on that.
Yeah, it's a deep dive into the mental health of the Doctor and the Doctor's stories, and what connects us to those stories. Getting there. We'll get there.
Mark, I'm just going to let you know, just ignore them. Yeah, they're doing icky stuff. So don't worry about it. It's cool. Jen, tell us a little bit about the Gratitude Radio Network, where people can find it and where they can subscribe for you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you guys can go to Gratitude Radio Network we're getting to roll out some really cool stuff in media where anybody can go live, and we'll be able to have with it an audience wrapped around whatever you need. So for all of your podcast needs and for everything that you guys want to promote, just look us up, Gratitude Radio Network.
Gotcha there. And no problem there. Do you have anything coming up, or?
I got some stuff under wraps. I can't tell you yet. But yes.
That's not fair.
It isn't because I'm bursting at the seams, but I can't. I have to, you know.
We have ways of making you talk. We don't mind doing it there. We got 10 minutes left, but we might just wrap up early unless anybody else in the chats you want to chat with us anything, if you have any questions. Otherwise, we're going to get Halloween started because I think the kids are going to get started, and I got to get candy.
Yes.
All right.
I got to get candy there.
Sounds good. I actually have to head off with him. I have a
Okay.
Halloween party to head to, which is interesting. So, guys, I'm so happy to finally be back on the show. Sundays, yay!
Yay.
Sundays, yay!
So we almost made it to 4 hours, but hey, we're close enough. And again, we are going to have an episode next Sunday. Please keep an eye out for that. For times and locations, this will be covering the War of the Centaurans, which will be the next episode taking place in the 6-parter Doctor Who Flux. Please check that out. We'll have the information out there very hopefully in the next day or two. Happy Halloween. Please stay safe. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time, and always become part of the legend.
Yay.
I'm trying to find the end button, Dave. It's not working.
We were so close to a text
scroll
free. No, so close. So close, Christian. Do you want me to just end it, Christian?
No, I found it.
You found it? All right.
I found
Bye,
it.
folks.
Bye, folks.
Bye, guys.
Maybe.